The following program is a special presentation of Cleveland Community College.
Welcome you into Game 3 of this three-game series. The Yeti of Cleveland Community College and the Patriots of Patrick Henry on a historic weekend. Game 3 to wrap it up. Patrick Henry won two one-run games yesterday, of course, 2-1 and 7-6. Tim Foster, Rob Roop on a very cold and chilly Yeti's Athletic Park. And Rob, as we get ready for action here, first of all, one of the big stories, and you see our water bottles, we're doing that because to keep the wind is starting to whip a little bit to hold our papers down as Omar Gonzalez will lead off here momentarily. Rob, two one-run games. Of course, more victories is certainly not something that Tyler Dawson wants, head coach of the Yetis, but we saw two really good games to kick off this stadium in the regular season yesterday.
You know, the neat thing was, Tim, you get both kind of games. You had that 2-1 pitcher's duel to start. You had a 7-6 offensive outburst in Game 2. So, man, we could see anything here today in Game 3.
So Omar Gonzalez will be the leadoff hitter for Patrick Henry, and it's Kyle Murphy from Gainesville, Georgia, starting pitcher for the Yeti in their black jerseys. And we are underway on a cold, low to mid-40s. We had rain up until, Rob, about 5 minutes ago, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we could see some more rain, but it is a cold and chilly afternoon. But we are ready for Game 3 of this series. 4-0. Patrick Henry, next pitch is grounded. It's going to go right to Murphy. Should be a play at first, and it is, and Gonzalez is out. One out quickly. Rob, Patrick Henry comes in 4-0, ranked 10th in the country, and the Junior Athletic Association, Junior College Athletic Association, the Yeti 2-3, and we talked about it again, as we said, with this Yeti squad. Moral victories are not something that you're going to be looking at all year, but I think we learned a lot about the maturity of the Yetis yesterday as well.
Yeah, like you said, maybe not moral victories, but guess what? You stood toe-to-toe with the top 10 team in the country.
Great
so that's always a positive.
Yes, thank you very much, Rob. No doubt about that. Great to have you along again today. And here is Jose Roca, the young man from Harrisonburg, Virginia. Great to have you along live on YouTube. You can just go to your YouTube app, click on ClevelandCC to get the broadcast. If somebody is not watching, you can tell them how to get on. Go to YouTube and click on ClevelandCC to watch us live and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. There's Jose Roca at the plate. One down, top of the first. Next pitch is a little bit high. And, of course, again, we mentioned starting pitcher Kyle Murphy, the 6'2", 190-pounder from Gainesville, Georgia, for the Yeti, who are trying to avoid the sweep here on this historic weekend. Next pitch is going to be grounded over to the shortstop or second baseman, and an easy play for out number 2. And, Rob, a good way to start here for the Yeti, a couple of quick outs.
Yeah, and I thought really good job defensively because one thing we're going to have to watch, Tim, we know the field's wet. We did have some rain come through, so going to be interesting to see how that baseball plays on that wet turf. But good job there by the first two outs by your pitcher and your second baseman.
Talk about the difference, Rob. Yesterday, mid to upper 60s, a lot of wind, a lot of stuff blowing in. Today it's blowing out a little more, and the conditions are certainly going to be something to watch, as you mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely right, especially with the change in temperature.
First pitch just fouled off to number 23, that's Trevor Sheehan, the third baseman from Holly Springs, Virginia. Sheehan, Rob, had a couple of good games yesterday, Game 1 and 2. You see the Patriots, Patrick Henry, as the next pitch comes in outside in their blue jerseys and the yellow numerals for Game 3. This is a 9-inning affair, and, again, great to have you along live on YouTube, our Cleveland Community College YouTube channel, and the rebroadcast C19 TV. Tim Foster, Rob Roop with you. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2 to Sheehan. Rob, one of the things that when I was looking at yesterday and our broadcast and you and Paul's broadcast, the Yeti never led any of those two games. That's going to be important here today, I think you would agree, to get an early lead.
Yeah, try to break through first.
1-2 pitch is a little bit low, and it's 2-2. And, Rob, even though it's, as we mentioned, a cold afternoon, a lot of fans starting to make their way into the park.
Yeah, going to be a good crowd.
On this Super Bowl Sunday. And what a great way to kick it off to get ready for the biggest level of the professional football for tonight. Here's a pop fly going into right field. Let's see. The Yetis have got a chance, and they do make the play in the outfield. A quick 1-2-3 inning. So half an inning in the book, and as we mentioned, Patrick Henry goes now 1-2-3. Tim Foster, Rob Rupin, great to have you along. As we said, temperatures in the 40s, a little bit of wind blowing this afternoon. Rob, talk about yesterday. What an historic day. We saw the ribbon-cutting ceremony around 11:15 yesterday. Game 1, it was a real nail-biter. Game 2, that became very, very exciting. We had a lot of folks that were here on our campus yesterday, and it was a special day, and a day now that will go down in history, and going forward will really set a new tone for this community college and this community.
Absolutely, and as you said, Tim, it was just a great environment. It was exciting. The crowd was into it. Had it lie down the sides, and you hope that's going to become something to really build upon. You want this to be a great home environment. Make it tough for the visiting teams to come into, and I think that potential here is on the campus of CCC.
Zach Kelly, you just saw a shot of him. He'll be the starting pitcher today for Patrick Henry. And we want to remind you, take a moment to recognize some of our great community partners, and we want to thank these organizations and businesses who provide generously for Cleveland Community College programs and support, like the Electrical Line Worker Academy, the CDL programs, and others. And we want to say a big thanks to Cannon Foundation, big thanks to Duke Energy Foundation, also big thanks to Greg Financial, Kearns Trucking, and Wells Fargo for their wonderful support. And again, Rob, a tremendous amount of support to make this Yeti Athletic Park possible, that has been worked on for many years to get to this point, and the continuous amount of support to provide programs and helpful resources for our students that come to this college.
Yeah, absolutely right. And again, it's going to build on not only on the athletic side of things, and I thought President Hurst made a great point talking about how it builds community within the school, and that's going to be a big selling point, where you're going to have an opportunity not only to come here to get a great education, but to have the college experience, to build relationships, and I think this is going to be a big part of that.
Rob, if you're the Yeti, as we talked about the 2 one-run losses, what are you thinking about offensively? You got the quick 1-2-3 inning. You get ready to come to the plate. What's your mentality going into this Game 3? They know that maybe, the Yetis, or Patrick Henry, had a few more arms yesterday, made a few more plays, got them in a little bit of a hole in that second game. But what's your mentality coming into Game 3 today?
Tim, I thought you made a great point to start. I think if I'm the Yetis, I want to figure out a way to try to break through first. If I can get on that scoreboard first, put Patrick and Henry in a situation they've not been in this series, having to play from behind.
So it will be Kel Sneathan to lead off for the Yeti here in the bottom half of the first. No score. As we mentioned, a quick 1-2-3 inning as Patrick and Henry went down quickly. Sneathan, Rob, will lead off, and Sneathan had a pretty good couple of games yesterday.
He did. Had a lot of support here from the crowd, too, being from right over the line in Rutherford County.
They are a Central product. First pitch outside from, as we mentioned, starting pitcher Zach Kelly. Kelly, the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native. Here's the 1-0. And it's in there, 1-1. Kel Sneathan, Rutherfordton, North Carolina, RS Central graduate, as we mentioned, was part of it's pretty good RS Central baseball team.
Absolutely.
In years past. 1-1 pitch is a good pitch in there. It's 1-2 to Sneathan. Got our whole crew with us today. Gray Tillman in the truck, Danny Morton, Randy Evans, Ben Swafford. They did a phenomenal job in our doubleheader yesterday, and great to have them working hard today as Sneathan pops it up down the right field line. Let's see if it got an opportunity at this, and what a catch.
Wow, he
held
on
into
to
the fence. Holy cow, what a great play out in right field. First of all, Rob, it's good to see he's okay. I think he is. He's checking the nose and the mouth, and that was one of those shots. That was the old into the cage and not into the professional wrestling realm there.
Yeah, you can see a teeth rattler right there, the way he caught that fence, but good effort by that young man. And again, learning the dimensions of this park and understanding how much room you have. Man, he stayed on top of that play the whole way.
Yeah, and as he recovered, he forgot he didn't have his hat, so he had to go back and get it.
Had to go back and get it.
That which is a pretty important aspect as well. So that will bring up Kyrus Dawson with one out here in the bottom half of the first. Just underway, no score. Game 3 of this 3-game set on a historical weekend. First ever regular season series here at the Yeti Athletics Park, and what a weekend it has been already. First pitch to Dawson is in there for a strike. Tim Foster, Rob Roop with you. As we mentioned, a chilly Sunday afternoon. Patrick and Henry from Martinsville, Virginia. Their campus is located. Well, I believe, Rob, they've had some snow this morning up that way.
They sure have.
Very, very chilly day compared to our mid to upper 60s that we had on Saturday. So next pitch from Kelly, and Dawson fouls it off. Here comes the next pitch from Kelly. Good shot of Kelly and Dawson. A lot of great shots from our production crew as it gets away. And Rob, we were talking about that wind. It seems to be, yesterday it was constant. It seems to kind of be coming and going here in the early afternoon.
Yeah, a few more gusts. Like you said yesterday, a little more constant breeze today. Every now and then just kind of gust up on us out here.
Pitch to Dawson inside. And I believe we're up to a full count now, Rob.
He's doing a good job of battling up there, seeing a lot of pitches.
Kyrus Dawson. He had a couple of big hits yesterday. Drove in some runs in both games. There's the pitch to Dawson, and he pops it up, and it's going to go right field side again. And this will be a little bit easier play, not quite as tough to end or get the second out of the inning, excuse me. So 2 down for the Yeti. And that will bring to the plate Genio Baroa. And Baroa as well yesterday had a couple of good at-bats himself. Yeti in their black jerseys today, the blue numerals with a little green trim around those numerals.
Yeah, good look. That's a good-looking uniform.
It really is. They've got a lot of. I was talking to Coach Dawson about that. First pitch to Baroa is high. It's 1-0. We'll talk about the Yeti schedule here in a moment, Rob. This early part of the schedule. Next pitch in there, and it's in there for a strike. Patrick Henry, and then it doesn't get much easier with Catawba Valley, another nationally ranked team
exactly
in Hickory.
Right. Absolutely.
Next Saturday and Sunday.
I mean,
who came up with that schedule?
Region 10 is brutal.
It's good. Yeah, that's the bottom line. Here's a 1-1, and here's a shot out into right, and a diving catch.
Wow.
And what a inning by the right fielder out there, Rob, who made a couple of unbelievable plays into the fence, and then a diving play to end the inning. And there's a reason this team's nationally ranked. They do it with the bats and defensively. 1 inning in the book. We are scoreless. You are watching CCC Yeti Men's Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. We'll be back right after this.
Hey everyone, I'm Tim Wisher, welding instructor at Cleveland Community College. Today I'd like to take a little time and tell you about what we do here. Welders are in demand. We offer a certificate program and we offer a diploma program. It takes about a year to come through our program. We offer morning and evening classes here at CCC. We have the lowest student to instructor ratio in the state. We do real life simulation. We do API 1104 downhill pipe welding. We also do D11 structural steel code and ASME welding as well. We have AWS certified welding inspectors on staff. If you want to learn more about our welding program, you can give me a call directly at 704-669-4077 or on the community college website at clevelandcc.edu.
Between your job, your family, and other demands on your time, life can get pretty hectic. So we want you to take time for yourself. Hi, I'm Jennifer Harrell, and I want you to join me for your health. Each month, the Cleveland County Health Department and C19 TV will explore topics that affect you and your family's health. We'll discuss the importance of exercise, a healthy diet, and regular health screenings and checkups. From fitness tips to warning signs to the latest healthcare news. For Your Health will help keep you in shape and up to date in Cleveland County. We want you to be your best, so join us each month for Your Health, right here on Spectrum Cable and online, c19.tv.
Position 9.
Yep, that is.
Yeah.
Well, welcome you back into the campus of Cleveland Community College as we head to the top of the second inning. No score, Patrick and Henry and Cleveland Community College. As we start this inning, it will be John Boy Rittenhouse leading off at the plate for the Patriots. And what about those two plays in the outfield were robbed by Skylar Saunders? He went up to in the fence to make a catch, and then that diving catch to end the inning.
Yeah, incredible job by that young man. You're exactly right.
Next pitch, swing and a miss to Rittenhouse. Well, of course, as we mentioned, on the mound for the Yeti, Kyle Murphy, the 6'2", 190-pounder. Excuse me. Here's the next pitch to Rittenhouse, and looked like he might have went around there. Ooh. I'm going to say no, did not go.
Made the appeal, says no.
So, 1-2 count. Head coach Cody Ellis of the Patriots. So Rittenhouse fouls it off. So we've seen, as expected, Rob, a little bit already in the series this weekend. Some tremendous hits and some great defensive plays.
Absolutely.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. A little bit high 2-2 now to John Boy Rittenhouse.
Yeah, I think back to that last half inning with Saunders. None of those plays were easy. The fence, the dive, and even the one kind of like could have dropped into no man's land.
He robbed. He
sure
certainly
did.
robbed the hit. That should have been a base hit. Swing and a miss, and the strikeout there for Murphy. One down here in the top half of the second.
Like that, pulled the string on him a little bit there for a change of pace.
Rob, of course, both these teams' players, anywhere from the 18, 21, 22-year-old range. But talk about the adjustment is, again, with the weather, you go from the mid-60s to the low 40s. How do you have to adjust mentally and physically as a player?
Well, the good thing is, Tim, 18, 19, 20-year-olds.
That's the good news.
They're not like us old men over here trying to figure out how to stay warm. So.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Me and Rob both certainly are, and it's not as bad as it could be as well, but it's still a little chilly. There's Sam Gallardo swinging a miss, and he's in the hole 0-2. St. Augustine, Florida native for Patrick Henry. Top of the second, no score. Next pitch is in there, and now it's 0-2, I should say. It's 1-2, actually, count. First pitch was a ball, so 1-2 count to Sam Gallardo. There's a good pitch, shot, of Kyle Murphy, starting pitcher for the Yeti this afternoon. Here's the 1-2, and it's in the dirt, 2-2. Rob, we talked about that game 2 that you and Paul Foster broadcast yesterday, and watching that, it really looked like the Yetis were still having a little bit of a letdown from the end of game 1. Did you get that feeling?
Yeah, I think when you seen Patrick and Henry jump on them like they did, and like you said, maybe a little bit of letdown from the way that one ended.
Swing and a miss, or no, that was a called strike. Hit the corner. What a pitch from Murphy, and another strikeout, 2 down here in the top of the second. And Murphy, Rob, looking solid so far as he's retired 5 consecutive Patriot batters.
And like you said, Tim, I think yesterday once they got settled down from the disappointment of that game 1, a game you felt like you had a chance to win. Maybe you felt like some calls didn't go your way. Once they settled in and got back into the ball game, really showed what they could do.
You're watching game 3 of this series between Patrick Henry and Cleveland Community College on this opening weekend. And at the plate now, it is Brandon Parks, the Hampton, Virginia native, first baseman. Take a strike, 0-1. Next pitch to Parks. Swing and a miss. Rob, I like Murphy's stuff so far.
He is dealing right now.
And the Yetis certainly want to avoid the sweep here this afternoon and get a win over this unbeaten Patriot squad early in the season. Region 10 opener, of course, for both squads. Here's a shot by Lane over to second. The throw to first and gets him in time. 6 down as we go through an inning and a half, and as we head to the bottom of the second, it is now a scoreless game for both squads and a good start for the Yeti. And, Rob, we got to talk about one of the great things, if you're watching the rebroadcast throughout the season of our games on C19, 40th anniversary of C19. And, it started with Vision Cable in 1982. And I think of all the events that we've had, the concerts, the shows that have changed, and there it is, The sports, Rob, we're talking even a state championship game live in 1988 was
Right.
on this channel. When you think about some of the great documentaries that we've had, some of the just a variety, and of course you, from the sports side of things, Rob, you've been with us for many years as well, but so much great content that's been a part of this community on C19 over the last 40 years.
You know, and what a blessing that service has been. And even when I think now with what we've gone through the last couple of years with COVID and the COVID coverage that the channel's been able to provide, bringing in local people to talk about, discuss what's going on, I thought that's been such a great service. But
Certainly.
So many awesome programs over the years, and so many great people have been involved.
Greg Tillman, who did a great job with that COVID awareness program that actually went on to be a show that's still on called For Your Health with Jennifer Harold. And, of course, I think about some people that have been a part of it a lot longer than I have, and a lot of them are working today. And, of course, a couple of them are Greg Tillman and Danny Morton, who are in the truck today. But you think about just the year, I mean, 40 years, Rob, to have a local community channel says a lot about this college, and it says a lot about the individuals that put the content together and produce it.
Absolutely right. Again, we talk about what we see, and I just can't say enough about what goes on behind the scenes to make things like that happen.
Well, we head to the bottom of the second in a scoreless game. Patrick Henry and Cleveland Community College, and coming to the plate is that will be number 31. Of course, that's Bobby Moya, who fouls it off. So Robert Moya at the plate. I call him Bobby, but he goes by Robert. Robert Moya.
Yeah.
So he fouls off the first pitch, 0-1.
Robert, a popular name in my family, as there are.
There's a lot of Roberts.
There's a picture of the 8. I believe it's the 8 Roberts. I think.
Can I get that picture?
Well, you know, it's a classic. It's an old classic. So
there's a good shot of Robert Moya, and that's inside. It's 1-1. Just underway here in the bottom of the second. It's great to have you along live on YouTube this afternoon, and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. Next pitch is in there. It's 1-2. As we mentioned, starting pitcher for the Patriots is Zach Kelly. And it's inside. Got him. Moya didn't like the call, but he's going to be down 1 out here in the bottom of the second. So both teams are still looking for their first base runner of the game, and 1 down, and that will bring up Davis Turner, the lefty, the Mooresville, North Carolina native.
big hello out there to all those folks tuning in via YouTube, Tim. A good audience right now.
No doubt. There's Turner's shot over there. There's Saunders, Robin. The way he's made some plays, you never know.
You never know where he's going to go.
We saw Skylar Saunders in the bottom of the first. He dove into the fence to make a play, and then he dove out into right field and made a tremendous play to end the inning.
Looked like the little puppy out there in the corner outside the fence wanted to get to know Mr. Saunders, too, when he was going into the corner. So.
I see that, yes. Next pitch is low, 1-1 to Davis Turner.
I believe, speaking of C19, for your information, am I correct?
Our monthly show that talks a lot about pets and pet adoptions, or the way you can be a part of that. It's a great show that Greg Tillman and the whole crew puts together. 2-1 now to Turner. Yet he's looking for the first base runner of the game. 2-1 pitch, and it's high. It's 3-1. And let's see Robert Turner can get on and maybe get some things going here for the Yetis here.
Somebody's no base runners yet in this game, so
game 3
can be the one to get it going.
Yep, game 3 in this series. Here's the 3-1 to Turner. It's in there, and it's a full count.
Turner checking with the umpire, wanting to know where that one was when he called it, so he can get a feel for that strike zone.
3-2 stays alive, fouls it first base side.
Yeah, good job of fighting that one off to stay alive.
Rob and I will be making our Super Bowl predictions a little bit later on in the game as
Hold
well.
on
We're
tight,
going to put our
folks.
armchair quarterback hats on, Rob. We're kind of in between the armchair quarterback season now and the off season, but we're gonna make some predictions for tonight's game. 3-2 pitch is outside, and so Davis Turner, the first base runner for either team, he's on the walk. So 1-on-1 out for the Yeti here in the bottom of the second. And that is going to bring to the plate Tyler Casiato, the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native, and the second baseman. He certainly got a chance here, Rob. And I mentioned getting out to that early lead. That would be nice here in this game 3 this afternoon.
Again, seeing if they can get Patrick and Henry to play from behind.
Casiato thinking bunt, but he takes a strike. Rob, we saw a couple batters on both teams yesterday thinking about some bunts, but really never saw much use.
Everyone get down.
It was kind of interesting how that played out yesterday. There's a good shot of Zach Kelly. Here's the pitch to Casiato. And it's outside 1-1 to Tyler Casiato. And we'll also talk about that home Yeti schedule that we'll have for you live on YouTube and rebroadcast on C19 TV throughout this spring season, late winter into spring eventually. Next pitch is high. It's 2-1. Another walk wouldn't hurt here as well.
Not at all.
Zach Kelly stepping off, back on the mound. Here comes the 2-1 as it's grounded up the middle. It's bobbled. They're going to get the runner at second. They would have definitely, Rob, had a great chance for a double play if it wasn't bobbled by Gonzalez, but he did the smart thing, got the play. So I was wondering about second base there initially, but did get at least one out, so 1 on 2 outs now.
Yeah, Casiato hitting to that fielder's choice. But still keep your man on, but that's going to take some 2-out action here.
Here's Tico Pereira with his first at bat, I should say, at the plate this afternoon. Those black jerseys, as we talked about, good-looking Yeti jerseys on this Sunday afternoon. First pitch to Pereira is outside. So Casiato's at first, but 2 outs. And Rob, I think any rain has stopped. Is that correct?
So far it looks like maybe the rain has moved out. So
let's hope so. It'll stay overcast this afternoon. Next pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Tico Pereira. There's a good shot of Tico. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Pereira. The throw to first, and he's back. Rob, looked like you guys in that game 2 yesterday, or the game itself was about, I would say, 10 or 15 minutes away if it would have kept going to possibly being called for darkness. I think you were getting rather close.
We were knocking on the door there towards the end of that one yesterday.
But they were able to finish that in the Patrick and Henry victory. There's a 1-1 pitch to Pereira, and it's inside. It's high and inside. It's 2-1.
Let's go.
2-1 count. Here comes the pitch from Kelly. Swing and a miss. 2-2. That was a good pitch, Rob, from Zach Kelly. As we mentioned, Kelly, the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native.
Yeah, wanting to come in challenging with the fastball there. So.
One man on at first, 2 outs. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he's going to go down. That will end the second inning. 2 in the books, and we're scoreless. Patrick Henry, Cleveland Community College, watching CCC Yeti Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Yeti Baseball is here. Our players are raring to go and swing for the fences. But Yeti Athletics isn't all that's great about Cleveland Community College. We offer a wide variety of programs for students of all ages. We'll help you train for a new job, gain more skills for a promotion, or get a head start on college credits. We know students learn in different ways. That's why we offer online and in-person classes. CCC, we can help you move forward safely. Visit clevelandcc.edu today and go Yetis.
Do you like to work with your hands, build, make something work, show, I've done this? Turn your interest into a career. Construction trades at Cleveland Community College can give you the skills you need. Well-trained electricians are in high demand. CCC delivers hands-on training both in and outside the classroom. CCC makes it simple for students to get ahead.
We are back live. Thank you, Danny Morton. Well, I may have been taking a bite of a hot dog.
It's possible that. Hey, nothing says a baseball game like a good hot dog. So
Yeah, do
you
I have
could
anything in
definitely
my
get
mouth?
it here.
We're not live, are we, Rob?
No, I don't think so. We could edit that out, I believe.
We head to the top of the third, scoreless between Patrick Henry and Cleveland Community College, and I got to eat a little faster. Rob, your thoughts through the first couple of minutes? Really, defensively, some great ball by both teams.
Similar to what we saw in Game 1 from yesterday so far, and man, that was an exciting game, and that looks like this was shaping up to do the same thing.
Well, we head to the top of the third, and I believe it's going to be Bobby Lane will be the first batter, and he fouls it off to start this inning, and Kyle Murphy has certainly looked good for the Yetis so far. Swing and a miss, 0-2
Nice
quickly.
changeup.
Great to have you along if you're watching on YouTube. And, you know, Rob, you can watch YouTube on a variety as we see this next pitch. It's grounded over to second, and the throw to first gets him 7 straight for the Yeti to start this game. Great job. You can watch, of course, the streaming broadcast on a variety of formats, obviously, Rob, the folks with Roku, Apple TV. There's a lot more options, certainly, than we have had years ago, that's for sure.
Tell you what, we're a long ways away from the 3 channels on your television deal now, aren't we?
No doubt about it. It's great to have those folks along. So 1 down here in the top of the third, and that will bring up Skylar Saunders. And we've seen Saunders, as we talked about, make some unbelievable plays in right field already in this ball game. So here's Saunders at the plate, his first at bat. And Saunders fouls it right side.
Well, he's been playing right field. I was going to let him run over there and try to catch that one himself.
He might have had a shot of that, Rob, the way that he has certainly been playing already defensively this afternoon. And, Rob, this is already kind of getting that feel, at least early on, of the game 1 that we had yesterday.
It sure is.
Next pitch is inside, 1-1.
Just missed.
Little wind starting to pick up again here this afternoon at the
like
Yeti Athletic Park.
Like I said, Tim, not as consistent as what we saw yesterday. Just when it does blow up, man, with the temperature being like it is a cold wind.
No doubt about it. There's Skylar Saunders, a good shot of the right-handed batter for Patrick Henry. Next pitch is a little bit low.
Stay there in the bottom. Stay there in the bottom right there.
I believe it's a 2-1 count. 3-1 count, excuse me, now to Saunders. And Rob trying to avoid them getting on for the first time, and they're going to.
Yeah,
Saunders walks, and he's a dangerous runner. He's got good speed, so the first batter of the game on base for the Patriots is Skylar Saunders. 1-on-1 out here in the top of the third.
We've seen both teams get their first base runner via the walk.
Now that will bring Riley Motley to the plate. Exchanging greetings with the Yeti catcher. It's always good to see a little sportsmanship.
Yeah, Motley, the catcher for this Patriots squad, so he understands the job that goes on back there behind that plate.
Yep, certainly respect there. First pitch to Motley is in there for a strike. Murphy, Rob, when he's had success so far, and he's had a good bit of success, he's kept that ball low. He's kept it down. He's
working the bottom half of the zone.
Yeah, and he's worked it well. He did have the walk, of course, to Saunders, who's on first base right now. Gonzalez on deck. Here's a base hit, and that's going to get Saunders to second. And just like that, a walk and a base hit, and the Patriots have got something going here in the top of the third. They've got runners first and second with 1 out, with Omar Gonzalez coming to the plate for his second at bat. of this game this afternoon.
Yeah, Tim, and again, as long as I've been doing baseball games, anytime you can get guys on and turn it back over to the top of your lineup, you have a chance for a big inning, and that's what we're seeing Patrick and Henry do here.
And anytime you walk a batter, an opposing batter, sometimes bad things are going to happen, Rob.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we saw the Yeti get out of some jams yesterday in both games. But Gonzalez now, an opportunity with a runner in scoring position, runners first and second now. There's the pitch to Gonzalez. It's in there for a strike. Omar Gonzalez from Virginia Beach, Virginia. And there's another shot right field. It's going to advance Saunders to third. And just like that, back-to-back hits, the walk previously, and we have got the bases loaded for Patrick Henry. And, Rob, a big spot in this ball game. We saw the Patriots really do some damage early in Game 2 yesterday and put multiple runs on the board. They're looking at doing that here again.
Yeah, exactly right. Now they got the bases loaded, only one out. So it's going to be a situation where I think you're going to have to play in at the corners here if you're the Yeti defense. Try to knock down that run at home.
Jose Roca with an opportunity to get the Yeti on, put damage against the Yeti for the Patriots and get them on the board as that pitch is outside. Yeti in certainly a jam right now with the bases loaded and with just one out, top of the third, scoreless game. You see all three bases full. And Jose Roca at the plate. Here's the pitch from Murphy. Here's the 1-0. And it's outside, and all of a sudden, Rob, Murphy looking a little rattled.
Yeah, it's
Trevor Sheehan on deck for the Patriots. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, and it's fouled off. Rob, certainly one of those positions that you love a strikeout here.
Yeah, Tim.
Make life a little easier with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Back in our country's history over in Kings Mountain, you didn't mind the phrase, "Here come the Patriots." Yeah. But right now, that is not what we want here in Cleveland County.
That's not what the Yetis want to hear here in Game 3. There's the 2-1, and it's low, and now nowhere to put Roca, Rob, and Murphy has got to find the strike zone here. And you just wonder if Roca, Rob, won't just be.
Yeah, I think he's going to put it in a box, and if it's exactly where he wants it, he's going to leave it alone.
3-1 from Murphy, and it's granted right first, and it's going to be a double play. What a play to get out of the inning for the Yetis. It looked like it could be a disastrous inning, but a double play hit it right to first. First baseman catches it, tags it, and Rob, what a play to get out of the top of the third for Cleveland Community College.
To him, it goes back to what we saw yesterday. So many chances to get out of and limit the big inning.
And they
Great defensive play right there for the Yetis.
Yeah, certainly did that, and a tremendous job. Well, Rob, we're going to flip here for a second as we get ready for the bottom of the third and put on. Of course, we are both a part of Armchair Quarterback each and every fall, August through December, most Decembers, because we've usually got a team playing in the state championship.
Pretty good football this
every year. And Rob, Super Bowl 56 tonight, the LA Rams basically hosting, because it's in their stadium, Cincinnati Bengals team that surprised a lot of people. This matchup is a surprise to you tonight.
It is. It really is. I think both these teams kind of come out of nowhere. You felt like they were good football teams. And I tell you, Tim, the more I think about the comparison people are making to Joe Burrow as we see Tom Brady retire, Joe Burrow has those same kind of tendencies.
And he's got a little bit of that swagger of a guy that played way before our time. We're not that old yet, Rob. Joe Namath. He's got a little bit of that swagger.
He does.
Going into that. What about the receiver, tonight? We talk about the quarterbacks. Of course, Matthew Stafford trying to win his first one. What about Cooper Kupp of the Rams, and what about Jamar Chase of the Bengals? Man, those are two of the best receivers in the league.
Has there ever been maybe the two best receivers in football playing in the Super Bowl at the same time? I am very excited to see both those guys tonight. That's going to be a tough matchup for both those defenses.
Yep, and the one thing that will be kind of more in me and Rob's age range as we get back to baseball here momentarily will be the halftime show, because most of the artists are older than us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that should be very interesting tonight. Who's going to win it tonight?
I tell you what, an interesting stat I saw, the Bengals have not lost a game this year when they've been the underdog.
That's interesting. Yeah,
And
they played that role a lot.
They
this year.
have, and they are. I believe it's about a 4.5 point dog going into this one. I'm going to take the Bengals.
I like the Rams in a close one tonight, but I think it's going to be a great game. As we head to the bottom of the third, it's always fun in the offseason to get to talk football for about 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
But, Rob, how big was that double play there at the top of the third to get out of what was a big jam for the Yetis?
Absolutely. A great play defensively there for CCC. And now, Tim, if you want to come out and try to capitalize offensively and get something going again, we said force Patrick and Henry to play from behind.
Here's Aiden Chandra to lead off at the plate. The Jacksonville, Florida native in the bottom of the third. And first pitch is low from Zach Kelly. So still scoreless. Patrick Henry had the bases loaded, 1 out, and the Yetis got out of a big jam with a big defensive play on the top of the third. That's going to be the story of this game. Next pitch is low. It's 2-0. Patrick Henry got the walk. They had back-to-back hits and looked like they were going to do some more damage, but big defense. Fouled off, 2-1. Aiden Chandra. In there for a strike.
So let's see if the Yetis here can get things going 2-2 now. The count runs it even. As we take a look here, next pitch down and low for a ball. So going to run the count full. Baseball getting it loose there on the field. Coach comes out and grabs it and then get things going again. So blue full count now.
That's right, Rob. 3-2 count now to Chandra. Aiden Chandra.
Aiden, let's go.
Here's a 3-2 pitch to Chandra, and it's in there.
Oh, he was ready to go down to first, Tim.
Caught the corner, and another strikeout for Zach Kelly. 1 down here in the bottom of the third for the Yeti. And coming to the plate now, Rob, I believe
it's Downs.
That's Downs, yes. First pitch from Murphy is in there for a strike.
Stay through it. Likes to work away.
Here's the next pitch is low.
Something away. Trust your hand. Stay through it. Lane you full.
Mason Dugas is actually at the plate, I think, Rob. Yeah, it's number 4, Dugas.
Number 4, okay.
He's going to ground it to first and tags first. 2 down now for the Yeti. That was Mason Dugas. Apologize, from Cape Coral, Florida, but he grounded. Easy play for the first baseman, and 2 down quickly in the bottom of the third, and that will quickly bring up the leadoff man, Kel Sneathen. Sneathen, Rob, his first at bat of the game.
Flew out the
Yeah,
right
flew
field.
out,
Remember
yeah.
that was that catch.
That was that unbelievable catch,
With the
by
fence.
Saunders.
Yeah, one thing, Tim, you learn after doing these games for all year, trying to read a baseball coach's handwriting can be very difficult.
Yeah, it's our first weekend as well, and so we do apologize. Yes, we will make errors and have made a few here or there.
Just a couple.
Just a few, yeah. Sneathen at the plate with 2 down. Kel Sneathen from Rutherfordton, as we mentioned, fouls it third base side, out of play. No score. Great to have you along live on YouTube this afternoon on a chilly afternoon here at the Yeti Athletic Park. We have seen some great defensive plays by both squads so far. Next pitch is outside. 2-1 now to Sneathen. Patriots looking to stay unbeaten this afternoon. As we mentioned, they're ranked 10th in the country in the junior college rankings, 4-0 on the season. Yeti looking to avoid the sweep, and that's low, and it's 3-1. Yeah, let's see if Sneathen can get on here, Rob, and maybe get some things going.
Yeah, get something happening here with 2 outs.
Here comes the pitch from Kelly. The 3-1 pitch is looking in. Here's the pitch, and it's outside now. It's 3-1. That was a 2-1. We'll double check the count here, Rob. I've lost it a few times. Today it is a 3-2 count. My apologies. So full count.
Full count.
To Sneathen. And it's low, and Kel Sneathen is on base. I believe Rob's second base runner of this game for the Yetis. So Sneathen is on, but 2 outs, and that will bring up Tyrus Dawson to the plate.
Dawson.
And let's see if Dawson, who has had a good weekend.
Yeah, put a charge into one yesterday, and see if he can chase this. See if he can chase Sneathen around here. Again, Yeti can break out on top first, force Patrick Henry to play from behind.
First pitch, and it's a hard hit ball. It's going deep.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's a 2-run shot by Tyrus Dawson. That pitch was inside, and he just rocketed it over between left field and center field, Rob. The 2-run shot, and it's the first ever regular season home run here at Yetis Athletic Park. It's a 2-0 Yetis lead, and Rob, he just leveled that thing. We thought it had a shot initially. He thought it was gone from the start, and it certainly was.
What a great shot there by Tyrus Dawson. As you said, Tim, a little bit of history with that one, the first home run.
There it is. First ever home run by Dawson, Tyrus Dawson. It's a 2-0 lead for the Yetis in the bottom of the third, and they are fired up here at Yetis Athletic Park and certainly in that dugout. And he had no doubt, Rob.
Yeah, that was he. Like you said, Tim, you could tell he was at the plate. He was ready. He knew that one was out of here.
There's Janelle Baroa. Now with the Yetis leading 2-0 in the bottom of the third. That was a 2-out shot. There's Baroa. Second baseman's got it, throws to first, and in time, but a good inning in the bottom of the third. The 2-run shot makes it a 2-0 Cleveland Community College lead over Patrick Henry. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
These days, having a secure job really matters. Take plumbing, for instance. No matter what's going on with the economy, there will always be a need for professional plumbers to fix problems, help finish a new home or renovation, and make sure the plumbing works just right. Plus, professional plumbers can make a very good living. CCC offers what you need to get going with your career as a plumber. We have a certificate program to give you top-notch residential plumbing skills and knowledge of code requirements. Our program can give you the technical know-how and skills to handle residential and some big commercial projects. You learn how to lay, install, and maintain piping fixtures and systems for gas, hot water, drainage, sprinkling, and plumbing processing systems in any environment. Job security, good pay, professional status. Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Education is our most powerful tool to improve and change our world. Hi, I'm Rhonda Benfield, your host for School Matters. Join me for a new program every other week with information from and about the students and staff of Cleveland County Schools. Discover what our schools are doing to challenge students and help them reach their full potential. You can catch us on Spectrum Cable Channel 19 or stream us live on C19.tv.
Welcome you back live to the Yeti Athletic Park, and after 3 innings, the Yetis of Cleveland Community College lead Patrick Henry 2-0. Tim Foster, Rob Roop, live on YouTube and on the rebroadcast on C19 TV. And Rob, great inning for the Yeti as we saw Tyrus Dawson, that 2-run shot as we get ready for the top of the fourth.
Yeah, talk about a lot of excitement here at the ballpark. First home run here at Yetis Field.
Trevor Sheehan leads off for Patrick Henry here in the top of the fourth, fouls the first pitch off from Kyle Murphy. And the Yetis with their first lead in this series this weekend, and as we talked about, that's huge. And he did that with 2 outs, which made it even bigger.
Absolutely.
Next pitch to Sheehan is low. Great to have you along. And at the bottom of the inning, we'll be looking at our regular season home schedule. This is popped straight up. This is going to be over near us, Rob. And right in front of us, great play by the catcher there. That was Davis Turner. We had a good shot of that one, Rob. Turner makes the play and just had enough room to make the play.
Absolutely great. You get him seeing some great defensive plays here at the park.
So one down as Turner gets that foul ball. It makes a nice play. And that's going to be bring up, I should say, John Boy Rittenhouse with one out in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch to Rittenhouse, swing and a miss. Now, Rob, what's the mentality with Murphy? We saw him getting some trouble in the third, but now you've got that 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and now what you're going to want to do, you've settled in, you've got that lead, and now it's all about throwing strikes. Don't give them extra opportunities.
There's the 0-1, and this is hit down the right field line. Will it stay fair? It's going to go foul. It was hit hard. If that thing, Rob, would have stayed a little bit more on a straight path, it had a shot to get out of here,
Absolutely.
But it was hit a little bit too hard and went down that first base side, and right field side eventually foul. So 0-2. Count now to Rittenhouse. There's a good shot of Rittenhouse. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Murphy.
Hi.
Fouls it off again. Need some baseballs, Rob. Is that important to have baseballs in a baseball game?
Sometimes those do help whenever you're out there playing the game of baseball.
0-2 count. 0-2 pitch coming, I should say 0-2 count.
Hey, 0-2 spot. Let's go, man.
There's a pitch from Murphy. And this is a hard hit shot. It's going to go into center field, still drifting. Still drifting. It's going to go up against the wall. This could be 3. Runner is going to try to come for 3. Here's the throw to third, and it hit the runner's helmet. And he's gonna go home.
I believe the ball must have got out of play.
It did get out of play, and Rob, that was just an unfortunate situation because I think they had a shot to get him at third base.
Absolutely, sure did.
So it ends up being a triple that hits Rittenhouse's helmet, goes foul, and he's going to score, and it's a 2-1 game, and that was just an unfortunate play all the way around.
Yeah, exactly right.
So it ended up being kind of like an in the park there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The throw, I think, had a shot to get him.
Yeah, I think it could have been there, but like you said, just ended up catching him in the back. So
a 2-1 lead now for the Yetis, and that's going to bring up Sam Gallardo. Gallardo fouls first pitch, third base side. That's a big run to get some momentum back for the Patriots. 2-1 lead now. 2-1 lead. There's the 0-1 pitch. Outside to Sam Gallardo, 1-1.
Let's go, baby. Pitch that run lead. Let's go.
1-1 pitch from Murphy is low, 2-1. Game 3 of this 3-game series on this historic weekend at the Yetis Athletic Park. His next pitch is low.
Come on now. Let's go. Work through it.
Eddie Murphy out there now, you can't let that play get to you on the mound. You got to keep dealing those strikes. You still hold that lead. So
after the Yetis hit the 2-run shot, it was a wild play just minutes ago, a triple that actually went off the runner's helmet and went out of play, and he advanced for the run. There's a base hit from Gallardo, and back-to-back, he's on first with one out, the tying run, and now at first for the Patriots. And just like that, Rob, you're talking about a team that has seen a lot, that's been in a lot of big games over recent years, not going to panic when they get down early, and here they come.
Yeah, see how they're going to try to respond here with the Yetis jumping out to that 2-0 lead we talked about. How does Patrick and Henry respond playing from behind?
Here's Brandon Parks with one on for Patrick Henry and one out. Pitch to Parks is in there for a strike. Good pitch from Murphy. There's a good shot of Brandon Parks. Throw to first, and runner's back. Rob, I guess in that when you're looking at a situation, that throw to third base to try to get Rittenhouse, I guess the only thing you can think about is happening so fast, maybe get that ball a little bit lower. I mean, it was just one of those plays you're going to try to get it with the most velocity you can throw it. It's just it's going to happen from time to time.
Yeah, especially where he took the baseball, too, and then it was straighten that line to third base. His throw was going to be in the running lane, so, just one of those things that happen.
No doubt about it. Next pitch coming to Brandon Parks. He got him at first. Runner tagged out. He was leaning, and Gallardo tagged out at first. Rob, you could tell he was thinking about stealing.
Yeah, he was leaning.
They went over there a couple of times, and they got him. That's a big second out. So 2 down now for Patrick Henry. And now nobody on base. Next pitch to Parks. There's a grounder to second. Throw to first, and they're going to get him in time to end the top half of the fourth. So the Patriots do get a run on the board, and after 3.5 innings, Cleveland Community College now leads Patrick Henry 2-1. And again, as you see our score on the screen, hey, we want to remind you of our schedule, our home schedule of the live Yeti men's baseball games that will be live on YouTube. And, of course, the rebroadcast on C19 TV of some of the games throughout the year. And let's check it out. Of course, our next broadcast will be February 23rd. Andy Foster and Guy Sutter will have that midweek game with Caldwell Community College and another good squad. Rob, Southwest Virginia's back here in a couple of weeks. Guilford Tech in March. You see Surrey down there as well. And then when you get into the month of April, you're going to see some other big teams come in. And we're talking about, of course, a lot of big Region 10 matchups when you're talking about that. Of course, we talked about Guilford Tech, another a solid program that'll be coming in. And, Greg, as we move that graphic on to the month of April, you look at Catawba Valley, another nationally ranked team that they'll see in Hickory next week. And then there's Caldwell again, Rob, Guilford Tech. So, as we talked about, just tremendous talent all across Region 10.
Yeah, Region 10 is a great area for baseball, and you're going to get a chance to see some outstanding baseball talent here at the ballpark at CCC.
Interesting lines, Rob, through 3.5. The Yetis 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, and you still Patrick Henry with the 1 run and 5 hits so far. Of course, the home run can do a lot of damage, but the Yetis need to keep that momentum going. They've got the lead. What's your mentality if you're Coach Dawson heading into this bottom of the 4th inning?
I think, once again, make the pitcher work out there for Patrick and Henry. And, again, we see what can happen when you get that base runner out there. See if you can get another base runner, chase them around.
Yep, that's going to be very, very important. So leading off for for the Yeti is Patrick Henry defensively on the field. Leading off for the Yeti, of course, that will be number 31. And that's Robert Moya. And Moya, Rob, his first at bat.
Struck out.
Yeah, I thought he struck out. So here's Moya with his second at bat. 0 for 1. And still on the mound is Zach Kelly for the Patriots. First pitch is in there, first strike to Moya.
Yeah, Moya was caught looking the first time up, did not like the call.
And they're going right back to that breaking ball. Next pitch is popped way up. And this is going to be made either by the third baseman or the catcher, and the catcher makes it. There was a little bit of confusion. Rob, anytime you got that ball in the infield, you've got a little bit of wind blowing. Talk about how important communication is between infielders. We're any position, but infielders on a pop fly like that.
On a play like that, exactly right. You've got to be aware where you guys are. You've got to talk to avoid that big collision. A good job there by the catcher to maintain his concentration, understand his third baseman was not going to get to him, and he was able to make the catch.
So 1 down now on the top of the 4th. And coming to the plate now for the Yetis is Davis Turner. Turner takes first pitch for a ball.
Let's go. Working your way. Stay through it. Let it travel.
Cleveland Community College 2-1 lead over Patrick Henry, bottom of the 4th. 1-0 pitch is low. It's 2-0 to Turner. Next pitch in there for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Still around. Something reach, Davis. Still around.
Next pitch is fouled off, 2-2. Speaking of this Patrick Henry squad, Rob, next weekend they host Gaston College.
Wow.
First ever season, and we know the Yetis had their
right.
first year. And, of course, I believe we will see this Gaston College, the Rhino squad, a little bit later in the year as well.
It's going to be interesting with a battle between a Yeti and a Rhino. Who's going to come out on top?
I'm
going to take a Yeti in that one.
Yeah, there's a shot to right, but it should be an easy play, and it is. 2 down now for Cleveland Community College here in the bottom of the 4th. And here's Tyler Casiato coming to the plate. Casiato, Rob, in that first at bat, I believe, did he have that fielder's choice?
Yeah, fielder's choice.
So 2 down, nobody on for the Yetis.
Yeah,
bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, he reached. Yeah, he grounded into the fielder's choice.
Pitch is low, 1-0.
Turner had reached during a walk that half inning, and
the 1-0 pitch to Casiato is fouled off. Rob, still fans filing in here on as we mentioned, a overcast, chilly afternoon. So great to have you along. 1-1 pitch to Tyler Casiato is high. It's 2-1.
Yeah, you think about it in our area, Tim. It's Sunday afternoon. Get out of church. Maybe even come here to the ballpark, grab you some lunch,
get
check
you some
out
lunch.
a ball game,
and get ready to watch it. Even if you, as we talked about, get here around 12:31. You've only probably missed an inning or two.
That's
so
right.
It's a great way to spend the Sunday, and it's going to be a lot of those. And as we warm up throughout the into the spring, it's going to be a great place to come out and bring the family. 2-2 count now to Casiato. Pitch from Kelly. There's a grounder over to second, and the throw is going to be in time. 4 innings are in the book, and the Yetis of Cleveland Community College still lead Patrick Henry 2-1. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Steve Putnam, and I'd like to invite you to join me for the next Talk of the Town. Each week I get to meet with some of the most interesting people in Cleveland County, and each show is packed with information you need to know to stay connected to our community. From promoting upcoming events to discussing local subjects that impact you, Talk of the Town has a little something for everyone. Plus, we're on every day, so it's easy to catch up with us. That's Talk of the Town, every day, every week, right here on C19 TV, Cleveland County's channel.
Hi, I'm Tim Foster from C19 TV Sports. Join us each month for Yeti Tracks right here on C19 TV. Each month we talk to the players and the coaches of Yeti Athletics, including cross country, Yetis boys baseball, and Yetis girls softball. We break down the matchups, the conferences, the games, and the events that make Yeti sports so special. Stay informed with Yeti Athletics right here on Yeti Tracks each month. Join us right here on C19 TV and online at c19.tv. Well, we head to the top half of the 5th inning. Big thanks to our whole crew, Danny Morton, Greg Tillman, who is our producer-director, Randy Evans, and, of course, I'm Tim Foster, Rob Root. 2-1 lead as we head to the top of the 5th inning, as Cleveland Community College leads Patrick Henry. Game 3 of this 3-game set, an historic weekend here at the opening of the Yetis Athletic Park for our regular season action and the Region 10 opener for both these squads. As we head to the top of the 5th inning, and it is going to be Bobby Lane leading off for Patrick Henry to start this top of the 5th, Rob.
Yeah, last time up, Lane grounded out to the shortstop.
And he fouls first pitch off right side. Kyle Murphy's still on the mound for the Yetis, and Robbie's done a good job. We saw Patrick Henry get that run in the 4th. But I think Murphy's done a solid job so far through these first 4 innings.
Absolutely.
course, Lane, the left-handed batter. Swing and a miss. 0-2 quickly to Bobby Lane. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. And I believe, Rob, I'm going to guess here, but I think Murphy's somewhere around 3 or 4 strikeouts in this game. 1 out.
That was his third.
That was his third. So 1 out in the top half of the 5th inning. Here's Skylar Saunders coming to the plate with 1 down. And some on the field they're having to remove their from one of the players. There's a good shot of Skylar Saunders. As we mentioned, a couple of great plays in the outfield already. Fouls the first pitch back. Here's the next pitch to Saunders, and it's outside 1-1. Patrick Henry won Game 1 yesterday in the series 2-1, and then that Game 2 where the Yetis came back from a 7-0 deficit, lost 7-6. That pitch low, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's going to be fouled right field side 2-2.
Yeah, good job of fighting that one off.
It's a 2-2 pitch. And let's see if Rob can get his 4th strikeout here this afternoon. There's a pitch, and it's going to be grounded to the pitcher. Should be an easy play. He's just going to tag first himself and 2 outs
Good
here
job.
in the top of the 5th. Nice play that time by Murphy.
Yeah, like I said, Tim, that's one of those, if you're a pitcher, you kind of get caught in between whether you're going to toss it over or take it yourself. Good decision there by Murphy to hold on to it.
No doubt about that. So 2 down. And here is number 34, and of course that is Riley Motley with 2 down. First pitch to Motley is inside, and it's 1-0. Yetis will take on Catawba Valley Community College next weekend. And as we mentioned, Patrick and Henry will host Gaston College. Their next series. As Motley steps off the plate, or maybe the umpire, Rob, that was making an adjustment there.
Yeah, maybe a little adjustment with the mask. Like we said, Motley being a catcher was make sure the umpire was ready with that mask. Look how important that is back there.
Good shot of Kyle Murphy. His next pitch is high. Yeti's trying to get back to 500 and get their first Region 10 victory of the early season. 2-0 count. There's the 2-0 pitch to Motley. And it's outside, and all of a sudden it's 3-0.
Come on, Murph, let's go.
Gonzalez on deck for the Patriots. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And it's low, and Motley is on base with 2 outs. A runner on, and here's Omar Gonzalez. And remember last time we saw Gonzalez at the plate, Rob, the bases were loaded, and I believe he hit into that double play, did he not?
Oh, actually, it
or
was
that
Roca. He was
Roca. He actually got the base hit.
He did.
Yeah.
He was the other half of the double play. But
so an infield discussion now. And I want to remind you that it's a new day at Cleveland Community College, so we invite you to come see all the new things happening on our campus, and of course a lot, including the opening of the Yetis Athletic Park, to come see all that you can do right here in Cleveland County. So don't wait. Come for yourself and see what Cleveland Community College has to offer. So many great curriculums, so many great programs, so many great instructors, faculty, and staff. And we invite you to check it out. And, Rob, hard to believe, I know we're in mid-February. It won't be long where we'll be thinking about summer classes.
That's
and
exactly
fall,
right.
You know, as a guy in education, it comes around fast.
It does. The education wheel never stops spinning. That is for sure.
So Omar Gonzalez coming to the plate with 1 on, 2 out here in the top of the 5th. A 2-1 Cleveland Community College lead over Patrick Henry. The tying run is at first for the Patriots. And here's a pop-up, and let's see if this ball's going to stay fair. And it's going to go foul down the right field side. One thing, Rob, as you go farther down that right field line, the space gets more limited and limited. That's the way. One way. You know, every ballpark's got some different features, some different ways that it's built and put together, and that's one thing I've already noticed. You're not going to have a lot of room down there.
That's right, absolutely. You got to be well aware of where the fence is, and plus that big wall over there to know where you need to be.
And he goes again, right field side. This will go foul, but it's quickly 0-2. And, Rob, if you're Murphy, I think a strikeout, gain some momentum to try to end this inning would be huge.
That's
right now.
Yeah. Stop the inning here and get the Yetis back up there at the plate.
So here comes the 0-2 pitch to Omar Gonzalez. Murphy looking at the runner at first, and now he's going to step off the rubber back on. There's the 0-2. Runner's going to go, and a little grounder that's fouled third base side. So Motley will head back to first.
Yeah, a little hit and run on there.
Yep. Rob, we have seen the rain stop. We've seen it brighten up some. It's definitely overcast, but not a bad afternoon other than a little cool for baseball.
Yeah, I think our cloud cover is going to stay with us.
Swing and a miss, and a big strikeout to end the top of the 5th. 4.5 in the books. And after 4.5, the Eddies of Cleveland Community College now lead 2-1. A 2-1 lead over the Patriots of Patrick Henry. Attention 2020 and 2021 North Carolina high school graduates. With the Longleaf Commitment Grant, you could earn a degree tuition free. As you see our score on the scoreboard, it will be the best money you've never spent. Contact CCC's Financial Aid Department today at 704-669-4028 to check that out, or financial aid at clevelandcc.edu to learn more. And, of course, you can go to clevelandcc.edu to check out all the programs and everything that goes on at Cleveland Community College. And we talked about, Rob, 40 years of C19 TV this year, and, of course, a big part of that has been sports.
Right.
The football, baseball, basketball that we've carried, soccer through the years. So many great sporting events, and I just think about some of the great players, some of the great games, and all levels of sports that we've carried over the last 40 years.
You know, it's just been incredible. Again, a great opportunity to cover our young people and give them that kind of exposure, and I think we just continue to do that. And another, here's to another great 40 years of that same exposure, and what a way to kick it off with this home baseball team here in this great new stadium.
Well, Rob, we've got a new pitcher on the mound now for the Patriots, and that's number 10, Austin Maxey from Newport News, Virginia. He'll be the second pitcher of the game, and there's a good shot of number 10, Austin Maxey. So your thoughts now, if you're the Yetis, offensively with this 2-1 lead as we're midway through this game?
I tell you what, Tim, again, a lot of similarities from Game 1 yesterday with seeing some pitchers pitching out of some trouble, some great defensive plays, and not a lot of points on the board. So I think if you're the Yetis here, how can you extend that lead? What can you do to get another run or two across? Maybe that'll be enough to win this game. Are you comfortable, Tim, with a one-run lead against this great baseball team?
Yeah, a team that knows how to win a lot of different ways.
Absolutely, with this Patrick and Henry squad.
So Austin Maxey will be the new pitcher, as we mentioned, for the Patriots, and leading off will be Tico Pereira as we get ready for this bottom half of the 5th. Rob, seeing a lot of folks that are wearing, of course, we've got some of the ladies with their blankets around with toboggans. We've got heaters around As we mentioned, temperatures in the low to mid-40s. It is a cold afternoon, and Rob, you got those great gloves that not only are gloves, but you can still ride a little bit.
You can ride a little bit and mitten up one hand. And
that's right.
Hand warmers with the squeeze and shake, and so a lot going on here at the Yeti game.
And of course, Rob, we had our kickoff party at my house last night. Our
yes,
kickoff party, it got a little wild, but we had a lot of fun. This is cable, but we didn't get too wild. So
that's right. We
knew we had a game here today, but it was a good way, and it's certainly excited to have you on the crew. Big thanks to our whole crew, of course. That includes Danny Morton in the truck handling camera and audio. Greg Tillman, producer, director, and Randy Evans behind camera as we get ready for the bottom of the fifth. Tico Pereira will lead off for the Yetis. Austin Maxey, the new pitcher, the right-hander. Here's the first pitch, and swinging a miss. Tico.
Yeah, mentioning that, do want to wish a happy birthday to your daughter, Sophie Foster.
Sophie, yeah.
Known her whole life, as a matter of fact.
Well, I think you have, yeah. She'll officially, Thursday, will turn 19. So, yeah, happy birthday to Miss Sophie. Next pitch is in there, and just like that, 0-2 to Tico Pereira. And I'll tell you one thing, Rob Maxey's coming in throwing some heat.
Throwing strikes.
On a cold day, cold afternoon. 0-2 quickly. He's put Pereira in the hole. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's high. Again,
Tim, talking about what we saw yesterday, and you had mentioned yourself this great pitching staff of this Patrick and Henry program, and they have a lot of arms they're going to put out there.
They've got a lot of arms. I think it was the difference in both those games yesterday, and it's going to be interesting as this Game 3 progresses down the stretch to see how that comes into play. Good eye there by Pereira, 2-2, as he's trying to get him to chase one.
Yeah, that high fastball is one of the hardest pitches to lay off of.
There's the 2-2 pitch, and that's in there. Caught the corner, and Maxey comes in and quickly gets a strikeout, one down here in the bottom of the fifth. So that will bring up Aiden Chandra, third baseman for the Yetis, with one out, bottom of the fifth.
4 strikeout for the Yetis in this game, facing Patrick and Henry pitchers.
First pitch is low, 1-0. Yetis, both runs came on a 2-run shot by Kyrus Dawson.
First home run in the Park's history.
Yep, it was an historic homer. And he goes around, it's 1-1. So Aiden Chandra looking at a 1-1 count.
Chandra did strike out back in the third.
Maxey 6'2", 175, Rob. 1-1 pitch is high, it's 2-1.
It has that a little bit of whip action when he comes out with that pitch, and the long, lanky pitcher, and nice release point out in front of him.
A very good point. Next pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, a little delay there on the call.
2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch with one out, bottom of the fifth. There's Maxey's pitch. And he goes. He's going to have to throw to first to get the runner, and he will, and 2 down quickly as Maxey's come in and gotten a couple of Yeti batters quickly.
Yeah, have to throw down to complete the strikeout, and they're able to do it. So.
There's Mason Dugas, the left-hander, the 5'9", 160-pounder from Cape Coral, Florida. Right, we talked about both these teams as this first pitch comes in. Now, wait a minute, there's a shot. It's going to get down for a base hit for Dugas. Only the second hit of the game for the Yetis, but Dugas is on with 2 outs. And, we talked about a lot of the recruits, Rob, from Florida, Georgia, and up the East Coast. And we're talking about that with both these squads here in 2022.
Yeah, a lot of and the thing, Tim, it really provides another opportunity for these guys to keep playing the sport they love, continue on that path of education, and see where it takes them.
There's Kell Sneathen with 1 on, 1 out. Sneathen takes the first pitch in for A strike. Sneathen, I believe, Rob, his third at bat of the game now.
He is, yeah.
Leadoff man for the Yetis.
Yes, Sneathen flew out to right field in the first. Walk in the third was part of that 2-run home run for Dawson.
Dawson is on deck, Rob. We've seen the power of that young man already this weekend. He took one out early, almost took one out yesterday. So they would love to get him to the plate with a couple of Yetis on base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a little bit high, 1-1.
Let's go.
We mentioned Kel Sneathen, the RS Central product. Played for the Hilltoppers. Runner at first, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. And the pitch is low. 2-1 now.
Come on, Kel, let's go.
Can Sneathen, Rob, get a walk here? That would be huge.
It would.
Put a little pressure here on Patrick Henry. There's Maxey, a good shot of him on the mound. There's the 2-1. It's inside, 3-1.
So Sneathen ahead here, so opportunity to look for something he likes.
3-1 pitch coming to Kel Sneathen. And he fouls it off. We got a full count. Good battle going on here between Maxey and Sneathen.
Absolutely.
So this is a big pitch in this game. If Sneathen can get it on, we've got a power hitter, as we talked about, in Kyrus Dawson, who is on deck. And Rob mentioned as we started this inning how big, Rob, you talk about 2-run lead was nice. Now it's a 1-run lead, but can you get it back to 2 and maybe a 3-run lead?
Extend that lead, absolutely.
Maxey looking in. Here comes that full count 3-2 pitch. Runner's going to go. Pitch is high, and he's going to walk Sneathen. So a big at bat. Runners first and second now for the Yeti. Dugas is at second, Sneathen at first, and here comes Kyrus Dawson, Rob, who hit that 2-run shot his last at bat to give the Yetis at the time a 2-0 lead, and he's got a chance to do some more damage. This young man has had a great weekend.
Tim, I made the declaration yesterday. The old saying is ducks on the pond in baseball.
Yes.
Not here at CCC.
No.
Right now it's Yetis in the woods.
Yetis in the woods, yeah. They're all over the place. Yeah, the Yeti was around here a good bit yesterday, but a big opportunity here. Dawson has had a great weekend, and he is at the plate. Runners first and second, 2 outs for the Yetis. First pitch to Dawson is going to get by the catcher. Both runners will advance, and now, Rob, all of a sudden,
big opportunity.
Yeah, a base hit here could get 2 runs in and could really put the Yetis in a great situation. So now you don't, we know he's got power, but you don't need necessarily a bomb. You just need a nice base hit here to drive a couple of Yetis in.
Absolutely right. Big RBI opportunities here.
Dugas at third now. Sneathen at second. 1-0 count on Kyrus Dawson. Dawson, who took an inside pitch over the left field wall back earlier in this game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And it's outside, 2-0. And Rob Maxey now a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, he come in really
they're going to. And this is one of those situations, Rob, and me and you have done baseball broadcasts through the years, and I know you always talk about make him throw you a strike.
Absolutely.
Don't go fishing.
Yeah, he is. He's really, these last few batters, first come in, he was really firing strikes in, and then you start making him work a little bit. He starts to struggle to find that location. Don't bail him out.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. The discussion on the mound. What is that discussion about, Rob? I would think just relaxing, calming down. Obviously, he's got to get that ball in the strike zone, but you also know you got a power hitter up there.
And I can tell you, Tim, from doing some coaching at the younger level, sometimes you walk out there and you talk about something that has nothing to do with baseball.
Just to relax the pitcher.
Just to relax the pitcher.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Rob, and that may have been a little bit of both in that conversation. This is a chance for the Yetis to really take control of this game midway through this game 3 if they could get a big hit. So 2-0 count now. to Kyrus Dawson, who's going to step back to the plate. There's a good shot again of Austin Maxey, who came in this inning. Yetis runner second and third with 2 outs. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. And a swing and a miss, and Dawson was looking for something big there, and he just threw a fastball right by him. And you wonder, Rob, if you may be taking a risk, but you wonder if we won't see that fastball a little bit more.
Yeah.
2-1 lead for the Yetis, but a chance to extend that lead here. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Outside, it's 3-1. Of course, on deck is Janelle Baroa, Rob, for the Yetis if they could possibly be loaded. So 3-1 count.
Don't get big.
What kind of pitch will Dawson see?
Stay on, head down.
There's the 3-1, and it's in the dirt, and all of a sudden, Yetis have loaded the bases in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. And Janelle Baroa, Rob, with a big opportunity. You get anything in the gap here, and you can really do some damage.
Yes, sir. So this is a big opportunity here for the Yetis, and we talked about in a game this close, are you able to pitch out of a jam? And that's what Patrick and Henry find themselves in right now.
So the Yetis lost both games yesterday, game 1 and 2 by 1 run. They're up a run with a chance to do more damage. Janelle Baroa at the plate, bases loaded, 2 outs, and a 2-1 lead. As I mentioned, and a big, crucial part of this game right now. First pitch to Baroa is in there. Caught the corner. Good pitch by Maxey.
Yeah, Maxey came in. The first 2 batters he saw this inning were strikeouts. After that, it's been a struggle.
He's ahead to Baroa. 0-1. Here comes the pitch. 0-1 is fouled off, and now he's in the hole. Quickly 0-2, and now, Rob, he's in a good position. The question is, will we see that fastball that he had early success with in this inning, or will he come in with maybe a change or a curve to try to get Baroa out of here?
I think with the bases loaded, whatever you feel like your best pitch is right here, that's what you want to throw. And I think if you're Baroa, that's the fastball, so I think you want to try to sit on it if I'm him.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Can Baroa deliver in the hole? It's low. Boy, good eye that time. That would have been one that he could have easily. Yeah, he tried to get him to chase low, and it's 1-2 now to Janelle Baroa.
And I think Baroa was sitting on that fastball, so he wasn't going to offer it anything except it. Let's see if the fastball's coming this time.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Maxey. And did he go around? The ball is in the ground.
No!
And nothing.
Back to back!
And the runner's going to come home. Ball got away. Runner's going to score. It looked like confusion. Here comes another run. And it's 4-1. And they're going to have a discussion here, Rob, because the question I had, there seemed to be, was there a check swing there? Because, Rob, I never saw the other umpire make an indication at all. I thought the umpire made the call. Apparently now they're going to ask if it's a check swing. So, Rob, this whole thing, those 2 runs scored, but it may be all brought back. Yeah, that's very possible as well.
Up and see what we got here.
And they're telling the head coach of the Patriots, Cody Ellis, to go back into the dugout as they have this discussion as he's out near the field.
This is a big decision here in this game.
So, Rob, the call was of course, the Patriots wanted to see if he went around. He discussed it with the other umpire. The other umpire made no indication. Of course, the runner was halfway down third base. The throw came. It went by third base. You see the umpires discussing it. 2 runners came across, but I never saw any indication, Rob, by our outfield umpire of making a call. And now they're going to have a discussion. We still don't know. Here comes the umpire to talk to Coach Ellis about this situation. The Yetis had 2 runs come across after the wild throw. And this could, Rob, change the game dramatically one way or the other here.
Yeah, this is a big decision.
I don't even know if they put the runs on the scoreboard yet. But the discussion would be that ball, if it was not called, and it looks like right now that there's 2 runs that are going to be added to this.
Right now, from the reaction of Patrick and Henry's coach, it looks like it may be staying as is.
So if our viewers, Rob, are a little confused, basically the bottom line is the ball was thrown away. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was thrown away down third base line.
And 2 runners scored for the Yetis at that point. So we have got a kind of an interesting situation here, a check swing that I think the umpire made the call that it was a ball.
Yeah.
And then we had a runner come down third. They were going to try to throw the runner out at third. The ball gets away from the third baseman over his head. But Coach Ellis is not happy about it.
Had the catcher come up and picked up the baseball and tagged the runner that had come down the line from third base, all this would have been over and there's been no discussion.
Yeah, and there seemed to be confusion. He really all we need to do is run down and tag him, and this inning's over. But nonetheless, we saw what was somewhat of a bang-bang play to end that game 1 yesterday. This one's a little bit different. And I believe they're discussing it with the catcher, but I believe that 2 runs are in, Rob. And we have got – there's still discussion. Before we say it's 4-1, we want to double-check this, and certainly just a crazy play here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and now the umpire is discussing things with the catcher. But that's a wild throw, Rob, that has advanced, and it's a 4-1 Yetis lead.
4-1 game now.
And up to the plate now. Or still at the plate is Baroa. Yeah, it's 2-2. Remember, that was a ball. That was the bottom line, is that was never considered a discussion at all. He called it a ball. 2-2 pitch is popped up, and it's going to go up in the air right around second base, and an out is made, but a couple of big runs on a crazy wild play. The ball is thrown away, and through 5 innings, the Yeti of Cleveland Community College, they lead the Patrick Henry Patriots 4-1. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
I've seen too many women with breast cancer who could have avoided extensive treatment or even death had they gotten an annual mammogram. If you're 40 or older, get a mammogram every year. To find an accredited center, visit mammography-saves-lives.org.
I'm Tim Foster from C19 TV Sports. Our Yeti athletic baseball field is open, and we're so excited to bring you Yeti men's baseball live on our YouTube channel with Cleveland Community College and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. You can check those out on Tuesday and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. and on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. Don't miss great baseball from Region 10. Yeti Men's Baseball live on our YouTube channel at Cleveland Community College and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. Go Yetis in 2022. Well, we're back, and thank you, Danny Morton. Yeah, well, I tell you, we're talking to Danny in the truck. We're still trying to, me and Rob were discussing, what we're eating is, of course, we were trying to discuss that play. Rob, clarify that play again. So, 2-1 pitch. It's called a ball. There was the umpire, the head umpire made the call, so he was not going to confer at all with the other umpire. So the ball was, basically everything was live. We had a runner come down third base.
The ball got away from the catcher.
The catcher threw it to third, went by third base, so it's live, and that's why those 2 runs stand.
Yes, what you had, like you said, the Barreau was able to hold up on the swing. The ball got away from the catcher. And actually, if the catcher had come up with the ball, the runner from third base was about halfway down the line. Had he tagged him, the inning was over. Barreau was able to scramble back to third. They try to make the throw to third base, gets away from the third baseman, and that brings in your 2 runs.
4-1 lead for Cleveland Community College. Jose Roca at the plate. There was a wild ending there. The next pitch is outside to Roca. And, of course, on the mound still for the Yetis is Kyle Murphy, but they've got a 4-1 lead. And, Rob, you talk about a couple of big plays. That was a big one there. And I'll tell you, the Patrick Henry coaching staff was not happy. Had a few words with the umpire after that inning. And the next pitch is high and inside, and all of a sudden, Rob, anytime you get a couple of runs like that, you know your opponent's going to be fired up. For the Yetis, they've got to stay focused in this inning.
Yeah, you could hear it during the break in the dugout over there with Patrick and Henry. They are fired up and wanting to get out there and get the bats on the ball. So should be a great inning these last few we have here for this game.
Yetis lead at 4-1, and that's 4 straight pitches and 4 balls, and Roca's on it first. But, Rob, we talk about momentum. This is a big inning as we see Trevor Sheehan coming to the plate, the third baseman, with one on. Got to be ready for them to try to come back and have a big inning of their own.
Yeah, Sheehan in this game back in the first flew out to left field. In the fourth, popped up to the catcher. So,
and we've got an infield discussion by the Yetis. And I think that's a smart move right now, Rob, when you consider how everything kind of ended in that fourth inning. And I think they're just having a discussion with Murphy, because all four of those pitches were pretty wild.
I think he's going to take the baseball for you.
Yeah, and that's going to end it for Murphy. Let's take a break here, guys. We'll have a new pitcher. Cleveland Community College leading at 4-1 over Patrick Henry, and we're back as we'll continue playing the top of the sixth live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19.
Hey everyone, I'm Tim Wisher, welding instructor at Cleveland Community College, and today I'd like to take a little time and tell you about what we do here. Welders are in demand. We offer a certificate program and we offer a diploma program. It takes about a year to come through our program. We offer morning and evening classes here at CCC. We have the lowest student to instructor ratio in the state. We do real life simulation. We do API 1104 downhill pipe welding. We also do D11 structural steel code and ASME welding as well. We have AWS certified welding inspectors on staff. If you want to learn more about our welding program, you can give me a call directly at 704-669-4077 or on the community college website at clevelandcc.edu.
Chef Paul Prudhomme once said, "You don't need a silver fork to eat good food." Well, on Cleveland County Kitchen, we don't have a silver fork, but we sure do serve up lots of good food. Hi, I'm Deborah Blanton. I hope you'll join me for the next Cleveland County Kitchen. Each month, we offer a complete farm-to-table experience. We visit local growers, we learn about nutrition, and wrap things up with wonderful meals prepared by our guest chefs. It's a lot of fun. I hope you'll join me for the next Cleveland County Kitchen.
Well, it's a chilly afternoon here at the Yetis Athletic Park. We welcome you back into the sixth inning. We've had a pitching change, and Boone Carty, Rob, Kings Mountain, North Carolina native, Kings Mountain High School graduate, is in as one on, nobody out, and the Yetis got a couple of big runs on a wild throw to end the fifth to extend it to a 4-1 lead. But the big story about this game, Rob, the Yetis have played a solid game in Game 3 so far.
Yeah, they sure have, and again, putting themselves in a position to have a chance to win this game. And we talked about now extending that lead. That was so big, just having that 2-1 lead, getting those two runs across. Now let's see if Boone Carty can come in and really settle things down here, and with that runner at first base, see if he can start getting some outs and get those bats back up there.
Trevor Sheehan will be at the plate with one on, nobody out for the Patriots, down 4-1. Yeti's got a two-run shot from Tyrus Dawson, then a wild throw brought in a couple of Yeti runners. But now Patrick Henry would like to come back and cut into this lead. So here is the new pitcher. First pitch to Sheehan, and a little bit low. Boone Carty with the 1-0, and they actually throws it to first.
Yeah, it was such a big part of that Kings Mountains program success over the last few years.
And I thought starting pitcher Kyle Murray, Rob, had a great outing.
He did. He sure did.
Carty's pitch in there, 1-1. Got that unique delivery. 1-1 count now to Sheehan, Trevor Sheehan. Here's the 1-1. It's in there. 1-2. This will be a big strikeout here.
Absolutely.
You'd love to get into that bottom of the sixth with a 3-run lead. Yeti's trying to avoid the sweep this weekend to Patrick Henry. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Sheehan goes down on strikes. Great job by Boone Carty. Out one, so 1-on-1 out now. And that'll bring up John Boy Rittenhouse.
No extra baseman.
And I believe his third at bat, Rob, of the game.
It is, sure is. Struck out back in the second. Had that triple back in the fourth, and then was able to come in off the throwing error and the score.
So he scored the Patriots' only run here this afternoon so far. He's at the plate. Carty, first pitch, 2 Rittenhouse. And this is a high pop fly out into left field, but it should be playable, and it is. Left fielder makes a nice play. Rob hit hard, but hit a little too high to have a chance to get out of the park, and 2 outs. And that's a couple of big outs now that Carty has gotten since coming in.
Yeah, like I said, got under it, and it was a good job out there by the left fielder to make the grab and see if Carty can get this final out.
So 2 down, and that's going to bring up Sam Gallardo. Roca's on first, but now 2 outs. See a good shot of both pitcher and batter. Our crew doing a great job here in this Game 3 live this afternoon. Here's the throw to first, and again, it's great to have you along. If you're wondering how you check out the action, just go to YouTube on your app, phone, or variety of devices, Roku, Apple, whatever it may be, and just click in ClevelandCC, and you'll see the live stream going of Yeti's men's baseball. And there are a lot more apps than I just mentioned that certainly you can watch it on. Rob, there's a lot of apps in general.
Yes, there are.
Tremendous amount of apps. Actually, there's not enough room for all the apps that you could try to put on your phone.
That's true, too.
Here's a pitch coming to Gallardo from Carty, and it's low. Carty doing the smart thing, Rob, staying warm today around that face. That's important. And more importantly, those arms and that pitching arm. As you notice, Yetis in their black jerseys today. Patrick Henry in the blue jerseys and yellow numerals. Throw back to first, and he's in there. We did see a Yetis pick off a runner a little bit early in the game.
Well, we did. Sure did. So.
Here comes the pitch. Here's a ground ball. It's going to get in the hole, and Roca was thinking about headed to third. He's going to stay at second. So runners first and second. Gallardo at first, Roca at second. And that's going to bring up Brandon Parks with 2 on and 2 outs. And now Rob Parks becomes the tying run.
Yeah, just a little CNI single there, and going to give big opportunity here if he can keep the line moving. Parks has grounded out to the shortstop twice in this game.
So catcher's going to come out and have a discussion with Carty. And, Rob, if you're Boone Carty right now, you know you got the 4-1 lead. You got 2 outs, but you do have a couple of runners on. And obviously,
I think
you got
to be completely batter focused, though. Batter focused.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. You certainly don't want to, to get wild and walk them and load them up and put a lot of pressure. And we're going to see a pitching change. And we are going to take another break. Pitching change as Carty is going to wrap it up. You're watching Yeti Men's Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19. We'll be back again right after this. Welcome back to Yetis Athletic Park, and we are still on the top of the sixth. Another pitching change. Cleveland Community College leading Patrick Henry 4-2-1. And Rob trying to double check and see who the new pitcher is. And I believe that is Lawrence Gallo, the left-handed pitcher, the 6'2", 190-pounder from Grovetown, Georgia, that will be in now for the Yetis, and this will be the third pitcher of the game, I believe, for Cleveland Community College this afternoon.
Right now, just looking for grab one out.
That's it, because the situation right now, of course, is that Patrick Henry has runners first and second, 2 outs. Bobby Lane will be, or actually Brandon Parks will be coming to the plate. And you're looking for that big out, Rob, as you mentioned, to get out of this top of the sixth inning.
Get out of the inning here and move on and get, as we said, get those bats back up there. Continue to add to this lead if you're able to do it for the Yetis.
Rob, we mentioned this a little bit earlier in our broadcast, but both losses for the Yetis yesterday, 1 run. But they gained some confidence, and I think you're seeing that heading into this Game 3. We've seen them play with much more confidence this afternoon.
Oh, absolutely right. I think without a doubt we talked about how good this Patrick Henry team is, a nationally ranked team. You had 2 great games yesterday, a base hit, a base there. Maybe changes both those games, and maybe you have 2 victories. So here they are now in this third game and get out here and get a win and get at least 1 win out of this series.
So Gallo's on the mound now for the Yetis, and here comes Brandon Parks with runners first and second. He's the tying run here in this top of the sixth for the Patriots as he comes to the plate. So the left-handed pitcher. And, of course, that is number 38, Lawrence Gallo. Gallo's hoping to get that 1 out, as Rob said, and end this 6th inning. Here comes the first pitch from Gallo. He's checking out the runner at second. And that's a good-looking pitch in there to Parks. 0-1 count. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And the runner's going to go to third, and it's a high throw, and he'll be safe. And Rob, unfortunately, that ball didn't get out into left field.
Absolutely, yeah. A little bit of adventure on that throw there.
That was a double steal. Actually, Rob, is runners second and third now, and it worked well. So 2 runners in scoring position. So a base hit here could cut this to a 1-run lead quickly.
Changes the complexion for sure.
And let's see what the count is here. I believe it's 1-1, yeah. So 1-1 pitch now, but 2 runners in scoring position for Patrick Henry. 2 outs. Gallo looking for the sign in from the catcher, and here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a 1-1 pitch, and it's low. 2-1 now. 2-1 count. So Gallo has come in for the Yetis, and here comes the 2-1 pitch to Parks.
Yeah, finally going through his signs.
Yeah, Gallo's he takes his time on the mound. But here comes the 2-1. And it's in there.
Nice pitch.
2-2 pitch and a good one, as Rob said.
Yeah, I like that change there.
Can he get out of this inning, Rob? I like how Gallo's look, too. You can't really see his face.
Absolutely.
That makes it even.
Absolutely. Very intimidating.
It's one thing when you can't see the ball coming, but sometimes, yeah. Here on a cold afternoon. Here comes a big 2-2 pitch. Can the Yetis get out of a little bit of trouble here in the top of the sixth? The 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. He's going to have to throw to first. He does, and the inning comes to an end, and a big out for Gallo here in the top of the sixth to keep it a 4-1 Cleveland Community College lead over the Patriots of Patrick Henry. We want to say a big thanks to our Crowders Mountain Club sponsors with the Yeti Club, and a big thanks to these individuals and their hospitality and sponsorship and dedication to Cleveland Community College. Frida Klaus, big thanks to Christopher Damkowski, Ron and Angela Epley. Also, big thanks to Tyrone and Christina Hill, Dennis Canup. Also, big thanks to Brian Kaiser of Falston Pharmacy. Huge thanks to Earl and B. Lutz, Bruce and Michelle Mack. Also, big thanks to Ronald and Marjorie Nanny, Dr. Jack and Barb Weller, and Wes Westmoreland, our Crowder Mountain sponsors. And we had a great opportunity to talk to Mary Carlson of the foundation yesterday about how you can support Yeti Athletics and Cleveland Community College, and we certainly invite you to talk with those folks about that. Rob, we're heading into the bottom of the sixth, and that was a big strike out there for the Yetis.
Yeah, again, we talked about the flow of this game and opportunities to pitch out of problems and pitch out of situations. And a prime example right there, you ended up seeing, I believe, 3 pitchers in that inning.
Yes.
But it led to working through those 2 guys on base and getting those outs and maintaining that lead.
Yeah, and we talked about, Rob, win here. The first 2 games, that 1-run loss, but a win here really gives you a lot of confidence heading into another big series if the Yetis can wrap it up over these next 3 or 4 innings heading into next weekend.
And let's not forget, Patrick and Henry come out to that half inning with a lot of emotion.
They did.
Because what happened the previous half inning, so it was good to be able to kind of put that fire out, even though they got the 2 guys on, and you're able to keep it where it was at. I think that was big, too, for the momentum in this game.
So we go to the bottom of the 6th, and it is Austin Maxey again on the mound for Patrick Henry. And that will be number 31 at the plate. That's Bobby Moya for Cleveland Community College to start this inning. And here's the first pitch to Moya, and it's in there for a strike. So 0-1 count. Moya's third at bat of the afternoon. Here comes the 0-1. A little bit low, 1-1. We saw the Yetis do some late damage and had a couple outs, as you mentioned, before they really got rolling in that 5th inning.
Yeah, sure did.
There's a 1-1 pitch, and it's high, 2-1 to Bobby Moya. Yetis looking to win their first regular season game here in the Yetis Athletic Park for 2022. Moyes pops it up right field, and several Patriots out there, and eventually made Roca, the shortstop, eventually makes a play for the first out of the bottom of the 6th. And that'll bring up Davis Turner, who is the catcher for the Yetis. Overcast afternoon, chilly afternoon here at Cleveland Community College on the campus and Yetis Athletic Park. First pitch to Turner is low, or did he go around? And he did not.
I'd say it took a while for first base umpire to think about think about that one down there.
Well, yeah, and as we see the pitch, a hard hit ball going deep into center, going way back as a center fielder. It was hard hit, Rob, but it's caught right in front of the wall. Turner, a hard hit, but a second out.
Yeah, put a little bit of a charge into it, but just to the deepest part of the park. So.
And, of course, Rob, you're talking about how long it took for the decision to be made on that previous pitch. Patrick Henry wanted a strike called a little bit earlier. That would have kept it a 1-run game. Did not occur that way eventually. It was a pitch that got thrown out into left field, or a throw, I should say. So 2 out. And here is Tyler Casiato, swing and a miss. 4-1 lead by Cleveland Community College over Patrick Henry. Bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. Game 3 of this weekend series. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And Casiato in a hole quickly. Probably interesting to see if we see Gallows come back on the mound for the Yetis in the 7th.
Right, absolutely.
Here's the 0-2, and it's inside, 1-2. One-two pitch. Inside again, 2-2.
See Dawson over there in the dugout trying to get those Yetis fired up over there.
Head coach Tyler Dawson. Tico Pereira is on deck if the runner can get on. The batter, I should say. And he got him with an inside corner pitch to end the inning. 6 in the books, and Cleveland Community College leads Patrick Henry 4-1. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
I am Noel T. Manning II, hanging out with Principal Ed Rooney over there. Principal Rooney, how are you? It's a human-fish hybrid. And
sounds delicious.
Oh, man. Dude.
Yes. You know, I knew he was just one step away from that for a while.
Let this wild Wookiee treatment give you the wavy mane that would make Nobby jealous.
They were talking about Uncle Festus. Was it
No,
Uncle?
Festus was on Gunsmoke. Fester was on the Addams Family.
That's one. Rock.
Well, I think you spoke too soon. I'm not drunk.
I'll pray for you. I know people.
Well, we welcome you back to the campus of Cleveland Community College in Yetis Athletic Park. We head to the top of the 7th, and the Yetis lead the Patriots and Patrick Henry 4-1. And Rob Gallo, the left-handed pitcher who was able to get that out, that big out in the bottom of 6, will come in here in the 7th. Your thoughts through 6 innings?
So far, you know, the recipe for success that you wanted to see out of this Yeti baseball team here in Game 3 certainly paying off, and that's what we're seeing. And again, continue to pitch like you have the lead, and that's what you want to do. So.
Yep, and we have seen, and one of the big stories in this game, we have seen Cleveland Community College get out of some jams and a couple of different innings, something you're going to have to do in some big Region 10 games, and we've seen that here this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're ready for as we head to the top half of the 7th, and I think, Rob, that we may be we're looking at a pinch hitter here. I'm going to momentarily check that. I believe that is number 45, which is Kyle Whitaker, the 6'2", 245-pounder from Woodstock, Georgia. Is going to be a pinch hitter here, and he's a big young man.
Yeah, it looks like if there's going to be some power out there, he's got it.
So here's Kyle Whitaker. And, of course, as we mentioned, here comes the first pitch by Lawrence Gallo to start this top of the 7th inning. There's Gallo's pitch to Whitaker. And a little short roller, and Whitaker slipped. And he still hadn't thrown the ball at first. Rob, the interesting play there's Whitaker slipped going down first base. He was going to be out, but I was trying to figure out why Gallo had stopped and on the play. He looked a little confused there by the stumble, and luckily Whitaker, Rob, who took a pretty good fall, was okay.
Yeah, it looked like, again, we talked about the field being wet, and as he come out of the box, and it looks like where it a little mud on the ground, man, got the best of him right there.
And a little mud on the jersey.
Yes, it did.
So one down here in the top of the 7th, and here's Skylar Saunders. With one out, nobody on. Here's the first pitch from Gallo, swing and a miss. I like Gallo, Rob's, especially those breaking balls. Have looked good so far.
Yeah, his change is a really good pitch.
There's a good shot of Skylar Saunders of the Patriots. Here's Gallo's pitch, and it's low. It's 1-1. This Region 10, as we talked about, there are going to be some great series all season long.
Absolutely.
There's a 1-1 pitch, and it's low. It's 2-1.
Let's get the game rolling. Let's work quick. Let's roll. Finish this thing off. Let's
4-1 lead for the Yetis over the Patriots. Game 3 this afternoon, top of the 7th, 1 out. The Yetis looking for their first regular season home victory and first Region 10 victory here this afternoon. And here's a rocket. Saunders into center for a base hit. The ball bounces around. Saunders was thinking about coming to second. I tell you, Rob, when you make some turns around some of these bases, you've already talked about it. You got to be careful because it's wet. You can slip and slide and hit the deck quick. But he's on. That was a nice hit by Saunders.
Yeah, good job of hitting the ball right back up the middle and see if they can get something going there. Looks like we're going to have a visit to the mound, and Tim's luck may have a pitching change.
We could. We saw Gallo in for 3 batters, and I believe we have got another pitching change. We'll take a break here, guys, and, of course, we'll see the 4th pitcher of the game for the Yetis when we come back. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. We'll return right after this.
Hey everyone, I'm Tim Wisher, welding instructor at Cleveland Community College, and today I'd like to take a little time and tell you about what we do here. Welders are in demand. We offer a certificate program and we offer a diploma program. It takes about a year to come through our program. We offer morning and evening classes here at CCC. We have the lowest student to instructor ratio in the state. We do real life simulation. We do API 1104 downhill pipe welding. We also do D11 structural steel code and ASME welding as well. We have AWS certified welding inspectors on staff. If you want to learn more about our welding program, you can give me a call directly at 704-669-4077 or on the community college website at clevelandcc.edu.
Chef Paul Prudhomme once said, "You don't need a silver fork to eat good food." Well, on Cleveland County Kitchen, we don't have a silver fork, but we sure do serve up lots of good food. Hi, I'm Deborah Blanton. I hope you'll join me for the next Cleveland County Kitchen. Each month, we offer a complete farm-to-table experience. We visit local growers, we learn about nutrition, and wrap things up with wonderful meals prepared by our guest chefs. It's a lot of fun. I hope you'll join me for the next Cleveland County Kitchen.
23, I think. Well, welcome you back in to Yetis Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. As pitching change has occurred, Yetis lead the Patriots of Patrick Henry 4-1, top of the 7th. And Rob, right now, 1 on, 1 out. And still trying to get the pitcher's number on that. We'll check that out here momentarily. We will get that. But, Rob, we saw the pitching change. This will be the 4th pitcher of the game, I do believe, for the Yetis this afternoon.
Yeah, I think right now, if you're the head coach, you just want to go out there and find that guy on the mound if he can get the next out. Right now, it's all about next out.
Right. As we saw Skylar Saunders get a base hit into center field. So he is, and that, I believe, is number 23. Would that be Trevor Sheehan, Rob?
I believe it is.
We've seen... Or no, let me double check that. No, that is not the case. That is Avery Bridges from Burns High. Sheehan, of course, is a Patriot. So Bridges, the Burns High graduate. And Bridges, Rob, had a great career at Burns, another local priority. Great to see that young man. And as we see some sun trying to poke out a little bit, big opportunity here. And if you're, of course, Patrick Henry, Rob, you're looking for that big inning to get back in this game.
Absolutely. And you know you got the bats to do it, and you got Motley coming up to the plate. If he can reach, and you're going to get a couple guys on, and you're back to the top of that lineup.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Rob, we saw it's interesting, the home plate umpire is talking to one of the Patrick Henry assistants, and I guarantee they're still talking about that play about 3 innings.
Still a conversation.
He was not happy. I think he's still explaining that whole play that you had to explain to our viewers about 2 or 3 times. It certainly was a wild play. But here's Motley coming to the plate now. 1 on, 1 out.
Let's go. Let's roll it up.
Avery Bridges now on the mound for the Yetis.
Pitch with a 3-run lead. Let's go, baby.
Skylar Saunders is on first for the Patriots. Here comes the first pitch from Bridges. And it's in the dirt, and Saunders will stay at first. It's 1-0. And one thing you don't want, Rob, is any kind of walks. They could put you
that's the thing
in a hole.
that could hurt you the most now if you start giving them bases, and how many times do you see it? A couple walks can always lead to a big inning.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Motley. Cleveland Community College 4-1 lead here in the top half of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Bridges. Got Motley. See some sun starting to poke out here at the stadium this afternoon.
The thing is that sun may come, but it ain't going to bring a lot of warmth with it today.
That is a good forecast. I've heard a lot of weather forecasters say that
that's
from time
right.
to time. That's
You
pretty
may
good,
see
Rob.
the sun, but it ain't bringing the warmth.
That's right. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Motley, and it's going to get away. And Saunders, the catcher, couldn't find it for a second. Motley's going to advance, or Saunders, is going to advance down to second now, and the count to Motley is 2-1. So that's a runner in scoring position now for the Patriots.
And again, if you're out there, if you're the pitcher for the Yetis, again, that focus has got to be on that batter. You got that 3-run lead, so focus on the batter, get him out.
There's a good shot. You saw a minute ago, Riley Motley. There's a shot of Saunders at second. He could cut this to a 2-run lead with a Motley base hit. Here comes the 2-1 from Bridges. And it's low, and it's 3-1. And then, Rob, if Motley gets on, that puts Gonzalez coming to the plate as the tying run.
Absolutely.
Tyler Dawson really encouraging, his pitcher Bridges, Avery Bridges, the Polkville native. There's a 3-1 pitch. There's a ground ball, and it's going to go ricochet off the shortstop. Runner is going to come home, Saunders, and he will score. He just kept going, great speed, and it is a 4-2 game. That was a rocket, Rob. It was hit and stopped, but it was not able to be brought down, and it kind of ricocheted out into center field, and that certainly gave Saunders the time he needed to come into home plate.
Yeah, like you said, Saunders never slowed down as he was coming to third base. He had intentions when he left second of coming home. So big run there for Patrick and Henry.
It's a 4-2 now. Cleveland Community College lead as Patrick Henry puts one on, and they've still got a runner at first now with still just one out. And here comes Omar Gonzalez. He's the tying run. And, Rob, we talk about a good program like this. They can kind of chisel away at that deficit and slowly get back into it. He's looking at a bunt, and the pitch is outside from Bridges.
Let's go. Come on, big guy.
4-2 lead now for the Yetis over the Patriots. Top of the 7th, one out. Runner pitched throw to first, try to get the runner, but he's back safely. That's Motley. Rob, I think the only way they could have stopped Saunders from scoring is maybe get that in the glove and just stop it and lay there.
Absolutely.
Because, as you said, he was really coming. Next pitch in there to Gonzalez is a strike. It's 1-1 now.
Never know, Abe.
Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Gonzalez. Here comes Bridges' pitch. And it's low. It's 2-1.
Gonzalez back in last time up struck out in the 5th. Would be big if the Yetis could get that same result here.
No doubt about it. One run across here in the 7th to make it a 4-2 Yetis lead. And now a 2-1 pitch coming to Gonzalez. And it's in the dirt. It's going to get away, and Motley will get to second. And now he's in scoring position in a 3-1 count. And Rob, a base hit here, and all of a sudden you're looking at a one-run game, and certainly would have some concerns if you're the Yetis. You got the first out here. You were in control, and now here comes Patrick Henry.
Absolutely.
So Gonzalez will be ready for this 3-1 pitch. Runner now at second. Still just one out in this top of the 7th. Here comes Avery Bridges' pitch, 3-1, and it's outside, and Gonzalez on first. And now, Rob, the tying run is at first, and it's a very fast batter, and Omar Gonzalez, and that will bring to the plate Jose Roca.
Yeah, walked his last time up.
And, Rob, you're talking about an inning that a game, a big hit here, and this game could all of a sudden be tied up quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So here comes a good shot of Jose Roca getting ready for his at-bat. Runners first and second now for Patrick Henry. One out. 4-2 lead for the Yetis, but it could be in danger in this 7th inning. Game 3 of this series. Here comes Bridges' pitch to Roca, and there's a ground ball, and it's going to get into the gap, third base. The runner is going to try to come home. Here's the throw. He will be safe, and it is a 4-3 game. And here come the Patriots just like that. A couple of runs across the board, and the lead is 1. Still 1 out. And now not only do you have the tying run at second, Rob, you've got the go-ahead run at first base for Patrick Henry here in the top of the 7th.
Absolutely, and Sheehan coming to the plate. And, again, we talked about a lot of emotion out of that dugout over there. We're going to have a base running discussion here for Patrick and Henry.
Yeah. And, Rob, they have done it, not with a lot of power hits, but a little bit of small balls so far. And you're also seeing, as we talked about, the experience of this squad who's been in so many big games, and here they are making this comeback.
Yeah, and sometimes, it's all about manufacturing runs. Are you able to manufacture runs? And that's what we're seeing this Patrick and Henry team do right now.
Yeah, and, of course, as you mentioned, seeing head coach Cody Ellis talk with his infield and a couple of the runners. And as you also mentioned, Trevor Sheehan's coming to the plate. A base hit could tie this game up. Still just 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. So Avery Bridges will get ready to deal to Trevor Sheehan, but it's been a big inning. 2 across already for Patrick Henry. They've still got runners first and second with 1 out. Big batter for the Yetis to try to get out. Bridges looks back at second. – 4-3 game, top of the 7th. Yetis over the Patriots. There's the pitch coming to Sheehan. And it's high. And a 1-0 count. There you see Gonzalez at second. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And a swing and a miss. 1-1, good pitch.
Yeah, good pitch there.
Let's see Rob Bridges get the strikeout here. And if you're the Yetis, Rob, can you get out of this with the lead? That's the big question.
Yes, sir.
– 4-3 game as you see on your screen, top of the 7th. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, good pitch.
Nice
it's
pitch.
1-2, and this is a big one coming from Avery Bridges.
Again, we've seen some pitchers able to pitch out of jams in this game here today. It's going to be a big opportunity to have that happen. As you said, Tim, maintain that lead.
Rittenhouse on deck for Patrick Henry. Runners first and second, 1 out. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Bridges. Runners are going to go, and they're going to both advance. So the go-ahead run now is at second, the tying run at third. 2-2 count now.
Like you said, Tim, it just kind of keeps what we've seen this inning, a little bit of small ball, moving guys around the bases.
No doubt about that. Can Bridges get the strikeout? 2-2 pitch. Coming to Sheehan. And and just to stay alive. Boy, he just got a piece of that, and it'll stay a 2-2 count. You know, Rob, when you play great programs at any level of sports, they're going to make a run. You know, basketball, we talk about those runs that great teams make. In baseball, it's these innings that they make, and we're seeing that right now from Patrick Henry. Can the Yetis get out of this, though? Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's fouled off, and Sheehan fighting good at bat. Fouls it behind home plate.
Nice battle here, pitcher and batter. Had a big turning point in this game.
Runners second and third, one out. 2-2 pitch coming. Here's the 2-2, and a little bit low, and nobody, if you're a Yeti fan, didn't like that one, Rob.
The Yeti faithful here did not like that call.
3-2. 3-2 count. And the full count, big pitch coming here. Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Bridges. And he got him that time. Called strike, and a big strikeout. And the Patrick Henry faithful didn't like that one.
They didn't like that call.
We know that, as you said yesterday on our broadcast, umpiring is not for the weak at heart.
That's exactly right.
So a big second out. Here comes John Boy Rittenhouse now. 2 outs, runners second, third, and this would be a big one, Rob, to get out of this into this bottom of the 7th with a one-run lead. Excuse me.
And if you're Patrick Henry, this is exactly who you want up there in this situation. So
he's got power. We've already seen him score once, and the ball's going to get away. Here comes the runner home, and we have got a tie ball game. And Rob, you talk about ways that a team can get back into it. Certainly, with an experienced team. Stolen bases, base hits, but pass balls, just something that will get you every time walks. And just like that, a 4-4 game now.
And now base hit, Patrick and Henry have the lead. So
3 across the board now for Patrick Henry in this top of the 7th. And a 4-4 ball game. The pass ball, 1-0 count now, and now the go-ahead run is at third base. And Rob, remember, both wins yesterday for Patrick Henry, 1 run.
They were, yes.
So they're familiar with that. Here's the pitch to 1-0, and it's fouled off. And no doubt you have got to get out of this inning with this game tied. And they've done it, Rob. Not really that huge, big hit in this inning. But they've done a great job of advancing runners on stolen bases, playing small ball.
Yeah, 3 singles and a walk. That's how you've seen the base runners.
Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Rittenhouse. And now a 4-4 game. Here's a rocket down the left field line, and it's going to be fair. Rittenhouse will head for a double, and all of a sudden it's a 5-4 lead now as Roca will score. And, Rob, you're talking about a power guy. We said not a lot of power. That was some power down that left field line for the double.
Drove that one down the line for the stand-up double.
And Rittenhouse, Rob, he's got some big numbers on his stats so far today.
He sure does, absolutely.
And we're going to see a pitching change. And, Rob, unfortunately for Avery Bridges, it was a tough outing. Guys, we'll take a break. The Patriots have put 4 on the board here in the 7th. They lead Cleveland Community College 5-4. You're watching Yeti Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19.
Hi, I'm Megan Pope, your host of Woman to Woman, a show about women for women. Each month we feature guests that highlight topics that focus on self-care, health, and well-being, and a variety of other topics for women young and well-seasoned here in Cleveland County. So join me right here on Woman to Woman on C19 TV and C19.TV, a broadcast service of Cleveland Community College.
North Carolina is still the kind of state it was when I led it. And this is the way to stay healthy, to bring the economy back, to get our children back in school. This is the way to do it, and I'm so proud of the progress we're making and proud to have gotten my shot with my good wife today. You have a spot, take your shot.
Well, we welcome you back to the Yetis Athletic Park. Great shot of our scoreboard here, and the David and Melissa White scoreboard. And Rob has this game changed 4 across for Patrick Henry here in the top of the 7th. They now lead Cleveland Community College 5-4. And I tell you, Rob, they've done it in a variety of ways. Base hits, stolen bases, a couple of pass balls. Talk about this inning and the success Patrick Henry has had, and it's still going on.
Yeah, the big blow coming there off the bat of John Boy Rittenhouse, and you said to him a nice day for him at the plate. Back in the 4th, had a triple and then scored off of a throw in air, and here in the 7th, the double that drives in that go-ahead run. And like you said, you get guys out on base and see what kind of things you can make happen, and that's exactly what we're seeing Patrick and Henry do here as they've been able to take the lead, never really have backed down, and continue to channel that emotion.
Well, you see the new pitcher. You just saw a shot of him. Quentin Romo is in now for the Yetis, and I believe he robbed maybe the 5th pitcher of the game.
I believe so.
For the Yetis this afternoon, and we're looking at 2 outs, runners at second base. And if you're the Yetis, as it's been a big inning certainly for Patrick Henry, you don't want to have any more damage done here in this inning.
Yeah, and now you just get out of here with just the 1-run deficit.
So here's Sam Gallardo coming to the plate with Rittenhouse at second, 2 outs. And a 5-4 lead now for Patrick Henry over Cleveland Community College. The Yetis had 2-0 lead. They had a 4-1 lead, but here comes the 10th ranked team in the country. As we said, we knew they were going to make a run, and they have done that in this inning. There's Romo's first pitch. And it's in there for a strike. Good pitch from Quentin Romo. Romo from Royal Palm Beach, Florida, Rob. Hoping to get out of this inning and get the Yetis back on the field with their bats. And it's low. The runner's going to go to third. And, Rob, that's been one of the big stories in this inning, is we have seen maybe 4 or 5 runners for the Patriots be able to advance. A couple of them on some pass balls, and a couple of them just great steals in this inning.
Yeah, absolutely. You take advantage of what the team's going to give you.
So here's a 1-1 pitch. Runner now at third. Rittenhouse at third. There's a 1-1 pitch, and it's in there. It's 1-2. And you can't, as we talked about, you want to get this out and stay with a 1-run deficit now. Going into the bottom of the 7th. Let's see if the Yetis can do that as we get ready for the 1-2 pitch. There's the pitch to Gallardo, the 1-2, and it's in the dirt. Good stop. So now 2-2 pitch that will be coming to Sam Gallardo, St. Augustine, Florida native. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and he fouls it behind home plate over near the visitor dugout. Rob, we talked about arms and for both squads coming into this series, the depth of which team would have more. We felt like that Patrick Henry would, and that's kind of been the case at times in this series. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout to end the top of the 7th, but Patrick Henry puts 4 on the board, and they lead Cleveland Community College now 5-4 as we in 6.5 innings of play. Well, are you interested in a career in law enforcement? CCC offers training in basic law enforcement, detention center officer, telecommunicator, and probation. So anyone interested can contact our good friend Aaron Vassey, faculty here at Cleveland Community College, law enforcement training coordinator, 704-669-4005. And Greg, let's take a look at that home schedule again, as we'll bring that graphic up momentarily, and we'll go over the home schedules. We'll have all these games live on YouTube, and of course the rebroadcast on C19 TV, and we'll see that momentarily. And there it is. We'll be back with you on February 23rd. Caldwell Community College will be here, and then, Rob, that doubleheader with Southwest Virginia. So a couple of tough games and series down the road for the Yetis in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, again, we mentioned Region 10, not going to be any days off for sure when you're playing some really great baseball teams, and that's what this schedule has.
There's a good for Tech on into March, and then Erskine and Surrey. There's that Catawba Valley team, Rob, ranked in the top 20 in America, along with Patrick Henry. Those are the two teams. Think about that. You got two teams in Region 10 and ranked in the top 20 in junior college baseball right now.
Exactly. So you know you're going to be well tested playing a lot of these teams.
No doubt about that. Rob, you talked a little bit about this yesterday, but talk about this Yetis Athletic Park and what a wonderful facility it is.
It is, and again, for a lot of people, if you've not had a chance, come over here and check it out. And again, the exciting thing for me is just phase one. You know, it's not finished.
Exactly.
As good as this looks right now, we're just in phase one. I'm excited to see what happens with the new softball facility. It's going to happen over here to our right. So a lot of opportunities in the future to help out as well if you want to be involved.
Well, we go to the bottom of the seventh, and Austin Maxey on the mound as the first pitch is a little bit high, and that's Tico Pereira. But now, Rob, Patrick Henry in the lead, 5-4.
So now you are playing from behind. You could not get over that hump yesterday when they were up. See if you can do it here if you're the Yetis.
1-0 pitch is outside, and it's 2-0 to Tico Pereira.
Start with a base runner.
Yep. The Yetis, if you're just joining us, led it 4-1 going into the top of the seventh, but 4 Patriots came across to score to give them a 5-4 lead. Here's the 2-0, and it's in there, 2-1. Maxey came in the fifth and has done a pretty good job on the mound for Patrick Henry. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And it's low. It's 3-1. Unfortunately, Patrick Henry, as Rob said, come back to take the lead if you're a Yetis fan. The good news, though, Rob, you're down just one run.
One run, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of different ways you can chase that run in. So
no doubt about it. So 3-1 count to Tico Pereira. Here's the 3-1, and he fouls it off behind home plate, and we got a full count. Patrick Henry looking for the sweep this weekend.
He does have 2 strikeouts so far in this game. See if he can avoid the third.
Here's the full count pitch. And it's high, and Pereira's on. Tico Pereira is the tying run for the Yetis here in the bottom of the seventh.
Base runners, base runners, base runners.
And, Rob, we have got a pinch hitter coming in, and that is Mike Uber, I believe. Yes. This is his first at bat, I do believe.
Yeah, I saw him yesterday.
From Pleasant Hills, Pennsylvania. He is a third baseman, and he's got a big opportunity. So he's pinch hitting here in the bottom of the seventh with 1 on and nobody out.
Make him work, Mike.
So Uber with a great opportunity here with a tying run at first base. There was a big guy, Rob.
He is.
But at this point, we saw some small ball being made and played by, and a lot of that top of the seventh. Can we see, maybe we'll see a little bit of that, who knows, in the bottom of the seventh here for the Yetis. But the bottom line, you talked about, you got to find a way to get that guy right now, which is Tico Pereira at first base to pass home plate to tie this game up.
What's good for the Patriots, good for the Yetis. So let's see if the Yeti can answer.
Here's Maxey's first pitch to Uber. And Uber takes it a little bit high, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, once again, too, if you see a pitcher struggling to locate that fastball in the strike zone, make him work.
No doubt about it. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And it's low. It's 2-0. And can they get a couple of runners on to really start putting some pressure here on the Patriots? A 2-0 count. Runner at first, nobody out. Patrick Henry, 5-4 lead over Cleveland Community College, bottom of the seventh. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's in there. Hoover thought it was a little bit high, but it's called a strike. 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Maxey. It's in there. Caught the corner. That was a good pitch, Rob. Just caught that inside corner.
That was a good pitch there.
2-2 count now. As Maxey painting those corners for the Patriots. The 2-2 pitch. And it's high. So, Rob, back-to-back full counts now. And that's one thing. Maxey's starting to get that pitch count up a little bit.
Yeah, pitch count's going up. And I tell you, Tim, he sat a while, too, over in that dugout.
He settled. That was a long top of the 7th inning. That's a good point, Rob. There's the full count pitch. And it's called a strike on that inside corner, Rob. Same pitch that was called strike 2 earlier gets him, and that is a big out. 1 down here in the bottom half of the 7th.
There's Dugas.
So here is Mason Dugas with 1 on 1 out now, the lefty. Dugas thinking about a bunt, and it's high, so 1 ball, no strikes to Mason Dugas. Tico Pereira, the tying run at first base. You see him there, 1 on 1 out. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Dugas looking to lay a bunt down. He's going to lay it down. Throw to first, and they're going to get him, but the runner will advance. So the Pereira, Rob, in scoring position now with 2 outs.
Yeah, good bunt.
Yep, did a good job. Dugas, nice job of laying that down. And so, Rob, a big at-bat here for Cal Sneathen, the leadoff batter. A base hit could tie this game up in the bottom of the 7th.
That gets it back to the top of your lineup with the runner in scoring position. There are 2 outs, but you do give yourself an opportunity here.
And you got a good batter on deck.
Absolutely.
If you can get on again. So there's Sneathen, Cal Sneathen. With a runner at second, 2 outs. Can Sneathen, a base hit, get definitely tied up. Here's the first pitch to Sneathen, and it's right down the middle for a strike.
We don't get in the middle. You got to get off. Let's go.
So it's 0-1. Here is Austin Maxey's pitch. And their first strike, and Sneathen quickly in the hole, 0-2.
So you got to protect that plate here.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Maxey. Outside, and it's 1-2.
Good eye there by Sneathen.
Cal Sneathen looking for a big base hit here with Tico Pereira at second. 2 outs. The 1-2 is in the dirt, and Pereira's going to try to, and he will get to third.
Gets there safely.
Yeah, they thought about throwing it to third, but Tico slides in safe, so he's at third base now, and Rob, another pass ball like that could possibly get him home.
A lot of ways to get that runner home from third now. So
2-2 count now to Cal Sneathen, runner at third now for the Yetis. Here comes the pitch from Maxey, the 2-2 pitch. There's a ground ball by Sneathen. The throw to first, and they get him on a nice throw. Sneathen was really hustling down first base, but just got him to end the 7th inning. 7 in the books. Patrick Henry leads Cleveland Community College 5-4. You're watching Yeti Men's Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Do you like to work with your hands, build, make something work, show I've done this? Turn your interest into a career. Construction trades at Cleveland Community College can give you the skills you need. Well-trained electricians are in high demand. CCC delivers hands-on training both in and outside the classroom. CCC makes it simple for students to get ahead, whether they want single courses, certificates, diplomas, or associate degrees. Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Yeti Baseball is here. Our players are raring to go and swing for the fences. But Yeti Athletics isn't all that's great about Cleveland Community College. We offer a wide variety of programs for students of all ages. We'll help you train for a new job, gain more skills for a promotion, or get a head start on college credits. We know students learn in different ways. That's why we offer online and in-person classes. CCC, we can help you move forward safely. Visit clevelandcc.edu today and go Yetis.
Well, we head to the top of the 8th inning. Great to have you along live on YouTube this afternoon. A chilly afternoon on the campus of Cleveland Community College, but a beautiful afternoon in our new Yetis Athletic Park. Patrick Henry leads Cleveland Community College 5-4. We head to the top of the 8th, and Rob, we've seen Patrick Henry in this position in games 1 and 2. When they've got that lead late, they've been pretty tough.
Yeah, we've seen 2 great one-run games yesterday, and now we got another one-run game today. Let's see if you can hold them where they're at, get your bats back up there. You're getting to the middle of that lineup and tie it up and get the lead. But first things first, get these 3 outs.
And I got to watch my sneezing there on air. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. First pitch from Quentin Romo in there to Brandon Parks is there for a strike. And, Rob, we saw Patrick Henry in that 7th inning, and they got runners across the plate in a lot of different ways and to come back and take the lead in this game. Here's the next pitch to Parks outside from Romo. Going to be interesting, Rob. We've seen Maxey in for Patrick Henry the last couple of times on the mound, I should say. Well, we see a new pitcher going into that 8th inning. We'll be interesting to see. And, of course, if you're Patrick Henry, as that pitch is in there for a strike, you're looking for some insurance runs.
That's it. You want to try to pad this lead.
So 1-2 count coming to Brandon Parks from Hampton, Virginia. And that hit him. Got him on the right elbow, and so that's, Rob, on a 1-2 pitch, not what you want to do. And that's, I tell you, when they've gotten guys on base, it's been trouble the last few innings. And, Rob, we have got a pinch hitter in. Mariano Fernandez from Suffolk, Virginia, is now getting ready to bat here in the top of the 8th now with the 1 on and nobody out. – 5-4 Patrick Henry lead over the Yetis. Romo steps off. Fernandez looking to bunt. The pitch is high, and it's 1-0. Fernandez 5'10", 170 pounds. Freshman. Still looking to bunt. Pitch is low. Runner's going to steal, and he steals easily. I'll tell you, Rob, these runners are really not being challenged right now much for Patrick Henry.
A little too easy.
So runner in scoring position now with nobody out. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Fernandez from Romo. And he's in there for a strike. Rob, the big question, if you're the Yetis, can you keep this to a one-run lead?
That'll be so important.
That's going to be key. As you see a good shot of Fernandez there. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off 2-2 now. Two-two pitch coming to Mariano Fernandez from Quentin Romo, who came in the 7th inning. And I think he went around, did he? And he did.
He did.
So one down, big strikeout there. That'll bring up Skylar Saunders. And Rob Saunders has had a solid day defensively and offensively.
The 8th strikeout for Patrick and Henry in this game.
So here's Saunders, 1 on, 1 out. Runner at second, runner in scoring position. First pitch is in there from Romo to Saunders.
Saunders had a big base hit last time up. Part of that big inning that allowed Patrick and Henry to take the lead.
No doubt about it, and that was a big inning. Here comes the pitch from Romo. And it's fouled off to the right field side. Just got a piece of that, did Saunders. And for the Yetis, you'd love to get strikeout number 9 here this afternoon.
Yes.
Here comes a pitch from Romo to Skylar Saunders. And it's high. Romo gets ready. And the pitch is low. Runner stays at second.
Let's go, 3. Come, kid.
2-2 pitch coming.
Go, boy, come back. Let's go, 3, come back.
Here comes the 2-2. Runner's going.
Nice grab by the pitcher.
Yeah, runner's going to advance to third, but they will get the out at first. So 2 down. Runner at third with 2 down, and that's going to bring up.
Is that Motley?
That's Motley. Rob, of course, we are talking about Riley Motley with an opportunity here, base hit, to extend this to a 2-run lead for the Patriots. So this would be a big out here for the Yetis.
It sure would, absolutely.
Here's a high pop fly into right field, and that will end the top half of the 8th. No more damage done. The Yetis had a little pressure on them there, but able to hold on. And after 7.5 innings, it's Patrick Henry 5, Cleveland Community College 4. And we want to thank our Cleveland Community College Foundation and its board members for their gifts each year to the foundation. And I want to say a big thanks to our foundation board members, Chad Beam. Big thanks to Dr. Katie Borders, Norma Borders, Marie Brinkley. Big thanks also to Brad Cornwell, Tony Fogelman, Christopher Hackner, Earl Lutz, Jackson Martin. Big thanks to Steve Pageant and Nick Wiebelhaus, also chair of the Foundation Board. Well, Rob, 5-4 game. Patrick Henry heading into the bottom of the 8th inning, and you know, we feel like we've seen this a little bit earlier this weekend. Again,
Right.
If you're the Yetis, what are you thinking about ways to get a run? You're going to start off with a guy that's been hot, and Kyrus Dawson to start this inning. But what are you thinking if you're Coach Dawson heading into this bottom of the 8th inning?
Well, you know, Tim, late inning heroics are exciting. Let's go ahead and get it started here in the 8th, though, instead of waiting until the 9th.
That's right.
You know, if you're going to get that run across to at least tie this thing up, how about getting it in the 8th, maybe try to win it in the 9th? Don't wait till those last few out, so let's start here.
No doubt about that. I would totally agree with you. Again, big thanks to our whole production crew that are bringing you the sights and sounds of Yeti Men's Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. Greg Tillman, producer, director, Danny Morton, camera and audio, and, of course, behind the camera as well, Randy Evans this afternoon, Ben Swafford, our intern, working this afternoon. Rob, we've seen some sun come out. It's not warmed up a lot, but it's certainly starting to see some breaks in the clouds here mid-afternoon on this Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you said, starting to see the little few of the clouds dissipate a little bit, a little more sunshine, and hopefully that sunshine leads to some runs here for the Yetis.
Well, Rob, Vincent DeMauro is in, the right-hander. He's going to be the new pitcher for the Patriots to start this bottom half of the inning, and another tall young man, DeMauro, comes in, and we talked about a lot of arms for Patrick Henry, and we'll see what Vincent can do here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, let's see if maybe he's got a few runs out there he can surrender to these Yetis to get back in this ball game.
So he's going to get his final warm-up pitches. And the Yetis, as we talked about, trying to avoid the sweep this weekend, and lost the first 2 games by a run, 2-1 in Game 1 yesterday, 7-6 in Game 2, and they're down 5-4 here in the bottom of the 8th in Game number 3. And Kyrus Dawson, who's had the 2-run homer, and a young man, Rob, who's just had a great weekend all the way around, he'll lead off in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, hopefully if you got some effort to get it started, he's a good choice.
So here's Dawson coming to the plate here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. As we mentioned, Vincent DeMauro, the right-hander. Here's the first pitch, and it's in there.
Dawson had that home run back in the 3rd, the 2-run home run, walked in the 5th.
He's been very productive. The 0-1 is popped up. Is it going to stay in play? And had a shot, but got over near that wall, Rob.
That wall gets on you quick, Tim.
Yeah, he needed a little more room, and it was going to be a tough play. So, but he's got Dawson in an 0-2 count very quickly here in this bottom of the 8th. Some mental errors, Rob, along with some big hits, no doubt about it, have helped Patrick Henry get back in this one. But some mental errors for the Yetis have hurt this afternoon. Here's the 0-2. And 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. It's in the dirt. It's 2-2. DeMauro, 6'1", 225. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Dawson from DeMauro. Here's a ground ball, third base. Throw to first, and just got him. Well, that was a close play at first as Dawson, great speed, but got him by a step and one down.
Bang, bang play over there.
Those bang bangs, Rob, this weekend have not gone well for the Yetis.
They have not.
So one down. That'll bring up.
Is that Baroa?
That's, Janelle Baroa with one out. First pitch in there. And the Yetis, Rob, down to the last 5 batters. Got to find a way to get on base. Here is the 0-1 to Baroa. little bit high, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Janelle Burrow outside, 2-1. Here's tomorrow's 2-1 pitch coming. Swing and a miss, 2-2 now. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from tomorrow. There's a grounder over to second, throw to first, and gets him easily, and 2 down. A couple of grounders and a couple of outs here in the bottom half of the 8th. He's going to bring up Robert Moya with 2 outs. Patrick Henry 5-4 lead over Cleveland Community College, bottom of the 8th. And Rob Moya's not had his first pitch comes into him. Not had a great day of the play. This was a chance to get a big hit.
Yeah, strikeout in the 2nd, popped up to the catcher in the 4th, popped up to the second baseman in the 6th.
So he's got a chance here, 0-1 count.
But it just takes one, Tim, just takes one.
No doubt about it. There's the 0-1. Fouls that one behind home plate. 0-2 count to Robert Moya. DeGaro looking to have a 1-2-3 inning here in this bottom of the 8th. The 0-2, and boy, that may have hit. Like that hit his hand, and he is in some pain. It hit the hand and the bat. And yeah, and I think the discussion was, Rob, that that ball, of course, hit the bat, which affected his hand. And it's very possible Robbie hit the bat and then his hand.
Both. And
either way, it hurts.
And then it was cold, with it being cold weather too. That is no fun.
That is a bad feeling. So 0-2 pitch coming, and just stays alive.
Foul tip.
Yeah. So 0-2 count. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And hit hard, but just really a straight shot out to left field. 8 innings in the books, and Patrick Henry leads it 5-4 over Cleveland Community College. You're watching CCC Yeti Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV.
Education is our most powerful tool to improve and change our world. Hi, I'm Rhonda Benfield, your host for School Matters. Join me for a new program every other week with information from and about the students and staff of Cleveland County Schools. Discover what our schools are doing to challenge students and help them reach their full potential. You can catch us on Spectrum Cable Channel 19 or stream us live on C19.tv.
Tim Foster, Rob Roop, back with you at the Yeti Athletic Complex as we head to the top of the ninth inning on a cool but some sun poking out Sunday afternoon as the Patriots of Patrick Henry lead Cleveland Community College. The Yetis 5-4. And, Rob, we've got a new pitcher in, I believe the fifth pitcher of the game for the Yetis, and that is Kyle Flynn.
Well, it says Noah Syndergaard, but it's Kyle Flynn out there.
Yeah,
it looks like
a
Major League Baseball pitcher
sort of like
out there.
Noah Syndergaard, yes, but that is Kyle Flynn. And, Rob, no doubt if you're the Yetis, you've got to think about getting a 1-2-3 and getting out of this. And, again, the Yetis are looking at possibly a third game in this series where they could be facing a loss by 1 run. And this was a game, though, that they led the majority until that seventh inning, and really Patrick Henry's taken control since then.
And really, Tim, it's been 3 games of 3 different ways. You had the 2-1 game. You just tried to find that timely hit. You had a game you come back in and you fail 1 run, and here game you had the lead, and now you're down a run. So, man, it's been kind of a hard luck weekend so far for the Yetis here at the opening of the new ballpark.
Omar Gonzalez will lead off for Patrick Henry here in the top half of the ninth, and Rob, talk about Gonzalez's day at that leadoff position for the Patriots.
Yeah, grounded back to the pitch in the first. Did have a base hit in the third, was erased in the double play. Struck out in the fifth, and then had a walk in the seventh. Came around to score.
So there's a good shot of Gonzalez and the lefty, Kyle Flynn, in. Here's the first pitch from Flynn, and it's in the dirt. 1-0. Patrick Henry certainly looking for insurance runs. The Yetis looking to
3 up,
3 down to get into that bottom of the ninth, down just 1. Next pitch is low. It's 2-0. And Rob, I tell you, walks have come back to really bite the Yetis this afternoon.
Absolutely.
We've seen some walks, some pitches that have gotten to the backstop, and stolen bases, I think, have really been huge for Patrick Henry in this game this afternoon as well. There's a foul ball third base side. Kyle Flynn from Dundon, Florida. Could be pronounced Dunedin, Florida. I'm going to do some research on that for our next broadcast, Rob.
We know it is in the Sunshine State.
Yes, it is. There's the 2-1. It's low, and it's 3-1. And worst thing you can have, Rob, is Gonzalez, who's a speedster.
Yes, sir.
To get on base to start this top of the ninth. There is a shot into left field.
The left fielder's there.
And he has got it. It was hit hard, but nice play out and left for out number 1. Put a charge into it.
He did.
1 down. That'll bring up Jose Roca. Roca comes to the plate. There's a pitch from Flynn. A little bit high, 1-0. Rob, I think for the Yetis in the bottom of the ninth, going to be the middle of that order?
I believe so. Yeah, I think it's 5, 6, 7's due up.
1-0 is grounded.
Base hit.
Base hit out into left. Third baseman could not get to it, and so Roca's on, 1 out. Or 1 on, nobody with 1 out, I should say. Runner first, 1 out, and that's going to bring up Trevor Sheehan. Trevor Sheehan, Rob, a young man that has played solid. So 1 on, 1 out, top of the ninth, with a Patrick Henry leading 5-4. There's a pitch from Kyle Flynn, and it's low. Well, Rob, you can certainly say for the Yetis, no matter how this thing thing ends, they have been competitive
They
this
sure
weekend.
have,
but
absolutely.
that's not going to make a lot of people happy if you end up 0-3 in this series.
Right.
But they have certainly played hard.
Some good things to work on
Yes.
in practice.
Next pitch is a little bit high. Little things, I think, have cost them in all 3 games.
Yes, absolutely.
But things early in the season that you usually see from a lot of squads. 2-0 count now to Sheehan with a runner at first. There's Flynn's pitch. Hit to third. This could be a double. There's one, and not going to think about second. Got the runner at second. And so 2 out now, and Sheehan's at first. And, Rob, that's going to bring up John Boy Rittenhouse.
You see Rittenhouse, big day at the plate. Had the triple. It came in to score with the throw in air, and then had that double back in the 7th. So good day at the plate for John Boy. Or, as we'd say right here, John Boy.
John Boy, that's right. There's Flynn's pitch to Rittenhouse. It's in there for a strike, 0-1.
No doubles off.
And can the Yetis get out of this top of the 9th? And as Rob has mentioned, have a little magic in the bottom half of the 9th here to end this series.
Stir up some Yeti magic.
Or to give them a chance to extend this game into extras. 0-1. There's a base hit into right field. And the runner is going to advance all the way to third. The ball was bobbled a little bit, so runner's on the corners. And Rob Rittenhouse has had a big game. He's been a nightmare.
1 home run away from hitting for the cycle.
Yeah, he's had just a monstrous game for Patrick Henry and been a nightmare for the Yetis. And now, Rob, as Sam Gallardo comes to the plate, if a base hit from him could really put the Yetis in a big hole here late.
Good thing is you got 2 outs, so focus on that batter.
No doubt about it. So runners first and third for the Patriots, 2 outs. Sam Gallardo at the plate. 5-4 Patrick Henry lead. Here's the pitch, and it's in there. There's the 0-1. Little grounder goes foul, third base side, 0-2.
So go get this strike right
here.
here.
Yeah, need to get this strikeout, no doubt about it. (0-2) count. Runners first and third. Patrick Henry looking to add to this 5-4 lead in the top of the 9th. There's a pitch fouled off. Stays 0-2. Tim Foster, Rob Roof with you. Great to have you along this afternoon. Game 3 of this series, wrapping up what has been a tremendous weekend here at Cleveland Community College. There is a shot into right. Still going, and what a catch. Tyrus Dawson, Rob, made a tremendous catch in right field. That ball looked like it might go right to the wall, and Dawson made a good play, and we are 8.5 in the books, and you talk about a great athlete. We saw that. A 5-4 lead for Patrick Henry. Last chance coming up for the Yetis, and Rob, we talked about this in Game 1. We talked about it in Game 2. Things kind of, as the Yetis had the lead through the majority of this game, lost it in that 7th inning. Again, what's the mentality? As we've talked about, we've seen the great arms late for Patrick Henry. We've seen him really be able to shut down the the Yetis in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. What's key here? What are you thinking here for the Yetis?
Give me a base runner, Tim.
Yeah, you got to start out with something to get you some momentum, right?
Get some momentum. Give me a base runner, and so as you said, so if we can stir up some Yeti magic.
And of course, Rob, they when you think about the Yetis and the situations they've been in, and you got to do it any way you can. You got to either it's a walk. You certainly got to stay focused. You got to hope that you can get them rattled a little bit. But this is a familiar position this weekend, no doubt, for Patrick Henry.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a team that has gotten to this point, having the lead in the game, so they understand what it takes to win, and you want to try to put some pressure on them defensively. As we said, getting that base runner out there, put the ball in play, and see if you can make maybe there's a throw in there, whatever you have to do to make something happen out there on the base pass.
So Vincent DeMauro will be on the mound to try to close it out for Patrick Henry and sweep this series. And it's going to be, I believe, it will be Davis Turner to start things off here in the bottom of the 9th for the Yetis, Rob. And can they have some magic to try to get a couple of runs late, or at least a run to try to get this to extra innings? DeMauro gets ready for the first pitch as we start this bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the first pitch, and it's in there for a strike. There's a good shot of Davis Turner. 0-1 count. Vincent DeMauro trying to close it out. 5-4. Patrick Henry lead. The 0-1 swing and a miss.
Nice.
And Rob, he's just coming in throwing some heat.
Yeah, ball some heat there.
Swing and a miss. Yetis had a 4-1 lead going into the 7th, and it was a big 7th inning. 4 runs for Patrick Henry to take that 5-4 lead. There's a shot down the left field line, and it's going to go foul. 0-2. Patrick Henry going for the sweep, but trying to win all 3 games by 1 run this weekend. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And swing and a miss, and that high fastball, Rob, was a tough one. And Davis goes down, 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th.
Big pitch there, as you said, Tim. Just late, just come off of there with, again, that fastball and brought it right down Broadway.
So, Rob, we've got a pinch hitter. This is Caleb Adair from Athens, Georgia, the 5'10", 180-pounder. Pitch hitter with nobody on, 1 out. Yetis down to their last 2 outs this afternoon. I want to remind you again, our next broadcast will be live on YouTube on February 23rd. That's a 2 p.m. game with Caldwell Community College here at Yetis Athletic Park. Caleb Adair at the plate, his first at bat, and he takes a strike. Rob DeGamo just coming in and he's just going right down Broadway.
Doing what you want to do as a man coming in with the lead, throwing strikes.
There's the 0-1. Well, that's called a strike.
Caught the bottom.
Ooh.
Must have been bottom half of the zone, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Rob.
Awfully close.
That was way on down the ground, but he got the call, and he's 0-2, and he has got Adair in a big hole. Here's a pop fly, and it should be an easy play out into left field. Shortstop's got it. Yep, 2 down. And the Yetis down to their last strike. And, Rob, that's one thing about you kind of seen with this Patrick Henry team. Once they get momentum, they're awfully good. They are really good late in ball games.
You see exactly, Tim, why this is a top 10 ranked team.
Yeah.
When you watch them play, you see exactly why they had that ranking.
And it's where, if you're the Yetis, you want to aspire to be one day down the road.
Absolutely.
And we've got another pinch hitter, and I'm trying to see the number there, Rob.
I know it starts with a 2.
I think that is Ricky. That's Ricky Dees, Rob. Ricky Dees from Burgaw, North Carolina, is the last hope, and it's his first at bat, I believe, of this weekend.
I believe so.
So Ricky Dees will be the last hope here for the Yetis, the left-handed batter.
Oh, Ricky Dees and his American Top 40.
That's
Let's
right.
see if we can get it going.
Can he get a hit here?
That's what we need. We need a hit from Ricky Dees.
Ricky Dees played a lot of hits, but Ricky Dees needs a hit or something more. It's the first pitch. Here's a shot into center field, drifting, and that's going to do it. He hit it hard, but that will end it, and the Patrick Henry Patriots win all 3 games by 1 run. They won game 1, 2-1, 7-6 game 2, and they come back from a 4-1 deficit this afternoon to win game 3, 5-4. Rob, your final thoughts.
I tell you what, Tim, what a great weekend it was here at Cleveland Community College. You wish you could have come out on the winning side of one of these games. 3 tough 1-run losses, but an exciting start to what's going to be some great games, and let's just be honest, great years here at CCC with the Yetis.
Patrick Henry's 5-0, and the Yetis of Cleveland Community College dropped to 2-4. Join us on February 23rd. We'll be back with our next broadcast. Big thanks to Greg Tillman. Of course, Danny Morton, Randy Evans in the truck, Ben Swafford, and all the people behind the scenes, IT marketing, that made this weekend possible. And, Rob, big thanks to you, my friend.
I enjoyed it.
Yep, we'll see you down the road. And, of course, you've been watching Yeti Men's Baseball live on YouTube and the rebroadcast on C19 TV. Goodbye, everybody.